friends and Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys. Fantastic viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. And for those of you guys returning, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading again today. Today's reading, we're looking at exploring your potential love options around you at this time. Okay, so feel free to pick multiple piles. You might pick your own energy. Okay, so you might want to hear more about your energy, or it could certainly be someone, out there looking for you, exactly your energy. So take what resonates, okay? But if the pile is something you're not interested in hearing about in regards to a potential love option, then check out another pile, okay? Or another reading. These are the decks I'll be using along with the divination buttons here. So for those of you guys interested in any of these, I do have a playlist where I go through a lot of these decks in detail so you guys can take a look at them if you are interested. We will take a look at the options we'll be choosing from, and I do feel like we might be doing a 4-pile for today's reading. All right, so I'll put a timestamp below. I'll take you to your picks, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Let's take a look at the 4 piles, shall we? So I will be shuffling the cards on video. I'll put the timestamp so you guys can skip ahead, but for those of you guys who like the process, I will include that. I know not a lot of readers do the shuffle part. I don't go over cards and plan stories and channel beforehand. All the channeling you see on my channel is in the moment, okay, based on the cards that are picked, and I do not look at the cards. So we'll go through the energy together, beautiful angels, but like I said, if you want to skip ahead, you're more than welcome to. So we're looking at your potential love options around you. You can certainly tap into your own energy, like I stated at the beginning. So we'll pick 4 options to choose from here. Feel free to select as many piles as you see fit and take only messages that resonate for what it is you're wanting in a partner. Beautiful people. All right, so we have the 4 options right here, which we'll reveal shortly. If at any point you want to go straight away to your reading, you can do so. And we'll also be pulling a button as well to get extra layer into who this person is. Okay, now as always, do not take cards literally. Words on cards, descriptions of cards is just for my channeling, okay? And it's my own channeling since I'm the one channeling it. So the word might mean something completely different to you. If you want to take it, you can go ahead, but just leave the channeling part to me. And like I said, if it's something that isn't resonating for you specifically, it could be a message for someone else, okay? But the overall energy in that pile should definitely be resonating for you. Don't force it to fit. All right, beautiful angels, let's take a look at our 4 options. Option number 1, we have Mercury Mind with number 3. Option number 2, we have Grand Trine with Blessings 46. Option number 3, we have 37 with Fire Element Desire. Option number 4, we have Cancer with I Feel, number 16. Okay, wow, look at the colors here, hey? Let's pull your buttons. These might be loud, okay? I'm going to pull 3 for each unless more wants to come out, but let's see, we have for option 1, Spirit, potential love option for 1. So we have the number 76 with the vines. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we have Eye of the Beholder. That's actually the name of the place where I got it. I don't think it's part of these button stories, but I am going to use it. I might pull another one for you guys here as well. And then we have 30 with the tarot cards, divination. I will pull one more for pile 1. We have Thank You, which I also don't feel is part of the buttons here because they're all numbered. So there were 2 that come in this pile. interesting that they were on top. I am being called to pull one more. You guys are gonna be like, what the hell is going on here? One more. If someone keeps coming back to the well. 49. And we have this heart, and it looks like a raining cloud above it. Okay. I think we're good with what we've got here. Option 1. So option 2, potential of options. We have the Forever Heart with number 87. Now, there are duplicates in this bag. Only 2 of each, because there's 2 sets I got. So don't be surprised. Ooh, we have one that fell on the ground, which I'll pick up shortly. We have 47 with this couch potato. And we got number 61 with the feather. And the one on the floor, which I'm going to grab right now. Interesting. I was cleaning out the drawer here and I found a leaf from last fall. And a pear, number 34. Okay. Beautiful. Option number 3. You guys have ones falling out. 4 so far. We have the cowboy boot with 53. Hopefully you guys can see those. We have 85 with the planet. It looks like Saturn. And we have an A-frame ladder with the number 70. So much for I'm picking 3. None of you guys have 3. And then we have the pear coming out for option number 3, number 34. Also have the pear in number 2. All right. So option number 4, let's get into your potential love options at this time. You guys also got 4. So we have 22 with the clothes on the clothesline. And we have number 73 with the guy riding a unicycle. Okay. And we have number 19 with the fangs. And we have number 2 with the fish. Okay. That was fun, I think. All right, beautiful angels. Don't let these cards distract you, which I'll move them just so you guys can really sit with the energy here. All right, so sit with the energy. Take as long as you need. I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you guys directly to your pick. And if you are drawn to multiple piles, absolutely fine. If you've tapped into your own energy, you might want to give it a listen, or you could go check out another pile. All right, I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1, you guys pick the card number 3 with Mercury Mind. And we have these tokens right here, which I will hold in my hand so you guys can take a look at these tokens before I start to channel. So we have the Eye of the Beholder, number 30 with the tarot cards. And we have the Vines, number 76. And we have 49 with the heart and the clouds, and then we have the thank you button. And like I mentioned in the intro, these 2 are sort of not part of the button program, I guess, if you will. Okay, they're sort of part of the, I guess, the maker of these little buttons, which I recently got and absolutely love channeling with them and feel very connected to them already. So if you guys want to go ahead to the channeling, you could do so. Okay, I'm going to, maybe what I'll do is I'll tap into this energy first. And if you're resonating with this part, okay, then you might want to take a listen to this pile and I will be shuffling all of these cards out here, okay, for those of you guys who like the process to see the cards coming out. I don't edit, I don't go and read the cards, I don't sit with the energy beforehand, I don't do any of that. I channel directly as I show you guys cards is how I do it, okay? So this time we'll just include you guys in this process of picking the cards, or I guess shuffling the cards, okay? So yeah, let's tap into this energy first, and then we'll pull your cards for this person. So, who is this person? This person could certainly be a Virgo Gemini energy, okay? Doesn't have to be their sun or moon or prominent in their birth chart, but it is an energy that's pulling through overall. And because it's the significator card here describing this person with this Mercury, okay, this is somebody who is highly intellectual. This could be somebody who has quite a good vocabulary, okay, a way with words, able to maybe have a way of persuading people with their words or influencing people. So they could have a career in regards to communication, however that comes through. It could be writing, it could be through reading, it could be through tarot, even here. Okay, something about communicating, maybe to large groups of people. But I do feel like this person is highly intellectual, so they could be well read. They could have a degree of sorts even. They could be highly educated, or just somebody who's thirsty for knowledge. I do feel a feminine energy pulling through, even though the mind is certainly representative of the masculine. So this could be somebody with a very good balance of masculine, feminine energy. But I am feeling the feminine softness. This person is very caring. Maybe this person has a good way to support people. Support people through their words, maybe words of encouragement. They could definitely be like a what are those, like Tony Robbins, what are those people called, like champions or people coaches, coaching people through positive coaching or speaking, or motivational speaker. There's a lot of that coming through. And if they don't do that for a living, they could certainly be very talented in doing something like this, or people just really come to this person for advice. Like, I feel there's a nurturing, positive side to this person. But I also feel like, they don't just sort of say whatever. Like, it's very thought out. It's very thoughtful. It's very intellectual here. This person is very much in their mind a lot, but they're also able to express their thoughts. I feel like this person has a very unique choice in, it could be very eclectic in, I don't know, either fashion or their, like their abode, where they live. Or maybe they have a unique collection of strange things, oddities. Yeah, there's like something very unique with this person that they either collect or have an eye for that's a little different. So it might come through in their fashion, their accessories or clothes, or just even in topics. Maybe they have like a unique niche, talking about, I don't know, how certain things are like interconnected or made, or a very unique sort of perspective on this type of stuff. Definitely this person could be a tarot reader here with these tarot cards. This is divination, so they could be really tapped into other realms of, getting downloads, or into the spiritual realm, which could be the unique sort of world that this person sits in. So they might like the esoteric, they might like the mysticism, they might be into ancient aliens, or like that sort of thing, into the occult. Now this person, I don't know if this is when you meet them or throughout a point in time, they might have a very difficult time detaching themselves from certain people in their world, they might be very attached to certain people or certain things. That maybe this person has a hard time sort of just sitting in their own independent energy. So they might have an anxious attachment sort of style here with this vine. Or this person could be very much a clingy type personality, you know, like spending a lot of time with you. I feel like this person has, they get very immersed, you know, in certain friends, certain relationships, certain things they're doing that they could lose themselves very easily. And so they might get into something and then lose themselves in that thing, almost devote themselves completely to that thing. Or it's hard for this person to detach or find balance with that. Although, like I said, they are fairly balanced with their masculine, feminine energy. I feel like they might lose balance when it comes to how much of themselves they devote or immerse themselves. And I do feel like this person is highly sensitive here, because I do feel like this person might get let down fairly easily here, you know? And I think this is because of this person's way that they attach. So there is this being let down or disappointing energy. So they might come out of a breakup when you meet this person, or just be sort of having to maybe overcome something that maybe they were attached to or having to part with. I do feel like this person is somebody who is fairly blessed, but I feel like they give a lot of blessings. Like they are really, their energy or the information, the feedback, their connections, what they have to contribute in way of words, energy is very appreciated by their family or their friends, and certainly by you. I feel here, because I do feel like this person always has something of value to contribute and doesn't withhold. I feel this person is always sort of contributing in some form or fashion. And they're also very open to other people's ideas as well, as long as it obviously makes sense here. I think they do challenge a lot of people. They kind of put people maybe in circumstances or situations to explore the, I don't know, I was going to say the undesirable, but it's more like the shadow side of maybe, you know, things that people don't really consider, and maybe push people outside of their comfort zone. This person might certainly push you outside of your comfort zone when it comes to challenging your own beliefs, your own thoughts. And I do feel, again, it's coming through here with that attachment. Like this person, we'll see more with the cards, but I don't know. There's something about being disappointed in love or being let down, and also working through some attachment style here, or just what they are attached to. Could be materially or material. It could be emotional attachment here, maybe attached to a story or a part of their past that let them down, having to overcome or heal. Still some confusion maybe in regards to love or how to love themselves. That's pulling through here for sure. I do feel like this person also has a an affinity for you. Like they see something in you that really catches them. Yeah, it's almost like this person knows something about you that you might not even know yourself. But I feel like they either pick you out of a crowd or they come to you. That's how this person's coming through. You know, I don't think this is someone that you have to go approach. I do feel this is someone who comes and approaches you, or like I said, picks you out of a crowd of people. I do feel like this person's usually surrounded by a lot of people or energy. I feel like a lot of people want to get in front of this people or around this person. Sorry, around this person, in front of them, get their attention. So they do have a lot of people pulling at their attention, their advice, their words, their wisdom, their information. Like I said, they could be a teacher of sorts, a teacher of the occult, a teacher of the hidden knowledge, a teacher of like topics that aren't widely known. Yeah. So let's see if you guys resonate with that. Let's pull the cards. I'll put the timestamp, but I do like to include this part as well. Spirit for pile number 1, in regards to this love option that we're pulling through here. Can we see some more about this person for pile number 1? This energy I'm tapped into. Can we see some more about this person, their personality, and a little bit about what's going on between the connection between the viewer and pile 1 in regards to this love option, this love potential? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of the viewer. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. So grateful. We have makeup. And this was kind of coming in reverse, so I'll keep that into consideration. Now, like I said, do not take words literally. Okay, it is coming through for me to channel. I was gonna say challenge. Let me pull another one. These are the characteristics. Okay, so makeup definitely could be more of a feminine energy, although we do have masculines out here wearing makeup. Piercings, so they could certainly have a face piercing or a body piercing. Maybe not your typical ear piercings. They could as well, but I do feel with this energy, it could be somebody who's a little bit, not your traditional scar. And this came through a couple of readings. I do feel this person has a scar there on their face. So they could certainly have a scar on their face or a prominent scar somewhere on their body. But I also feel like this is talking about this experience as well that this person has had. Like, I feel like it's one sort of thing that scarred this person or an experience that they went through. You have younger than you. So they could be the same age as you, but, have like, I don't know, a week apart or a month apart, but they could be significantly younger than you. But I'm feeling like there's something in regards to close in age, but they're just physically younger than you in the calendar. And then we have a brunette here. So brown hair, light brown, dark brown. We have a lot of dark brown and black hair here almost throughout. There's highlights. So they could definitely dye their hair or streak their hair. Okay, this one has bangs, but most of these don't have any bangs here. We do have a masculine here as well. This person might like to fill their eyebrows. We're getting that as well. Not necessarily that they have full, beautiful eyebrows like this, but they definitely might like to draw their eyebrows. Okay, that's for physical here. Take what resonates. Let's keep pulling these cards here for pile number 1's love interest person here. Can we get some more about this person? Well, they might have blue eyes, and I am getting very dark eyes as well, so it could be your eyes and your person having alternate eyes. And we have shades here, so they may like to wear shades. Let's see, pile number 1's person. Love interest. Who is this person? What is it that pile 1 needs to know about this person and how they are and who they are and about this connection? And finally, one of these as well. Pile number 1's pick their person, their love interest around them. Okay. I do feel there's one more of these. Nope. Pile one's person. Clear and concise message, spirits, in regards to this. Oh, we do have 2, 3, 4. Great. Okie dokie. Lots. Let's take a look. So we have endurance. 4 eyes. They could wear glasses. Okay. Definitely could wear glasses. Or contacts. Maybe they have poor vision. We have Mercury coming out for a second time. The card number 22. Some of you guys might have been pulled to the last pile. It's coming through here, okay? So Mercury, Mars with 22. Mercury is a ruling planet for Virgo, Gemini. Mars is ruling planet for Aries and Scorpio. We have 18 Moon and Neptune. And we have 55 Chiron. Wow. So 55 is a master number. Okay, it changes the only constant and divinely orchestrated change. And we have 60 with Uranus and Neptune. Interesting, more Neptune energy here. Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius, and Pisces. And we have sadness and isolation, number 3. 3 coming out for a second time. So 3s are all about growth, relationships, and success. Yeah, and then we have helpless and hopeless, number 8. And we have the elephant. And we have the Pinocchio lizard. Scientists thought the species had disappeared in 1960. A few individuals are finally rediscovered in 2016. However, it must be said that it is not easy to study. It lives exclusively in a small region of Peru, and its camouflage makes it almost invisible. The species owes its name to the long proboscis that males have at the end of their nose. Interesting. And we have the Malayan tapir. At birth, the tapir is covered with stripes and white spots, providing good camouflage. Both of these, we're talking about the camouflage. Wow. These fade after 6 months, giving way to two-tone coat, light on the hindquarters and black on the head and shoulders, well suited to the thick forests it lives in. In this way, it is more difficult to identify and might be mistaken for a rock. Look at that thing, looks kind of like a zebra anteater. But I am getting pulled to the tapir in this book, okay? And I do feel we will read it because I do feel it's a big part of your message here, beautiful angels. And because these are not in alphabetical order, I will try to find where it is here. The tapir, where is it? In here somewhere. Okay, let me see where it might be here. There, it's kind of near the end-ish. Right here. So acting in service to others, exactly what I was feeling with this charity and selflessness. In dreams, the tapir is often linked to a gentleness. And that's that feminine energy I was feeling. Yes, and a need to be kind and compassionate towards other people. This is despite its close genetic ties to the rhino, a rather tough animal. Look at that masculine side. The natural disposition of this unique creature is rather shy, although they do live in small social units, especially during their mating years. The appearance of the tapir card asks us to consider acts of service as a love language and the practical steps we can take to show up for others. Depending on your personality, you may or may not already embody acts of service as a love language. These tangible displays of love don't always match the conventional idea of romance, but in some ways they may mean more. Part of being a human being is operating with a community and showing up for others in their time of need. Our social selves thrive only when we have a solid support system in place, no matter how introverted or private we may be. If you've pulled the tapir card, it's your turn to show up for those you care about and act in service to your love for them. Maybe someone needs a favor or a person you live with could use help accomplishing a task. When we are physically present for those we care about, the impact on our actions stays with them much longer than anything else does. Offer your helping hands. Beautiful. Helping hands. All right. Definitely could be, like I said, a tarot reader here with these cards and the helping hands. Community coming through yet again. Number 7. And we have door to personal healing and happiness with 34, or the number 7. And then we have the garden and the gate, number 3, or sorry, 30 or 3. So lots of 3s. So 3 is all about growth, relationships, and the initial success. When we have time to go, number 45, or the number 9. And then we have the mysterious mother with the number 4. Mysterious mother. Okay, now let me channel this energy, okay? Beautiful people. Okay, beautiful people. This person, like I said, has a fairly good balance of masculine, feminine. I do feel like they're fairly tough, like a very strong person here. Like they're not somebody who would bend easily, although because they're very kind and compassionate and very much giving, you know, they might seem as though they'd be somebody here who would be, you know, a bit too kind. But I do feel like this person is very tough, strong, and they've been through quite a bit here. So, you know, this is why they're kind and compassionate. It's because they've been through a struggle here with this Chiron. So I do feel like it might be that this person could have, like, I was feeling this sensitivity here, but I feel like they're thick-skinned because they've had to be very strong. They might just have a very sensitive spot here for you. But I also feel like this person could all of a sudden develop somewhat of a thick skin, or like a very put a defense mechanism sort of potentially in place at times here when it comes to letting people in, because I am feeling with the sadness and isolation and even this elephant energy and this helpless and hopeless, like this person, and with the Chiron, this person has gone through it, has gone through the ringer in some capacity. And I do feel for a lot of you guys, it's one sort of thing of the past. You know, it could be a very bad breakup or a divorce, or like an experience in with friendship or with family that's left this person having to pick themselves up. And I do feel like when you meet them, you know, they might be going through this fairly heavily. Like, I feel like this person has had to persevere, has had to pull through, has had to carry their own weight. I feel like they've had to build themselves. I feel like this is somebody who definitely built themselves. Like, there's no handouts here for this person. And they might even come from sort of a very difficult or challenging childhood here. But I feel like this person is very elevated, you know, when it comes to their position in the world, because I do feel like this person is very respected. And I do feel with all of this community card and this energy check that we did here, and even the energy we're picking up here, there's like a really belonging with groups of people. Like, they really have a sense of belonging. People really, I feel, even latch on to this person. So remember, we're feeling with this vine that this person could have some attachment. I feel people are very attached to this person's, they could get very attached easily to this person's advice, or to this person's energy, or to this person's way of being. I feel like they devote themselves to being of service in a healing way to a community. And I do feel like it is through, again, coming through a way of expressing words, you know, encouraging people. And I do feel like with this moon and Neptune, there is this very watery side with this person, but also tapping into the subconscious. And that's the realms, again, that maybe, is very difficult for people to sort of understand. Like, definitely an empath here, they could definitely connect with people's energies or the unspoken. I do feel like this person might have had to do quite a bit of shadow work of their own. I feel like this person could have gone through or might be going through, when you meet this person, a huge shift in their world to sort of detach from something here. Like they might be going through a transition, leaving the past behind, or going through this. It feels like a transition, getting to their more authentic self. And maybe they've had to navigate a lot of this hurt and a lot of this understanding about themselves. But I do feel like they use this for their ability to provide services to others, healing to others. I feel like this person might really have to understand that they're worthy of great happiness, because there is something coming through here of this person maybe not realizing, the depth of their value or what they're worthy of. And so they might not make the right sort of decisions or choices. I do got to close my window because it's getting loud. Here, give me a sec. Sorry, I had to close the window. It's super hot in here, but the neighbors are outside. So something about maybe really identifying the choices that they make. Because maybe this person has learned through challenging decisions they've made in the past, or like feeling they've had to carry other people's burdens. Like I do feel like this person's had to really identify their own energy and heal a lot within themselves so that they can know what it is they're deserving of and make decisions and choices that are present and conscious, rather than potentially experiencing challenges based on carrying other people's sort of energy here. There is something about a decision that comes through here, and I don't know if it's them feeling stuck for some time based on which way they want to go, or feeling stuck by their circumstances for some time. I don't know what this is about. It might come through with the tarot. Also feel like this person might want to really be seen, and understood. And I do feel like, obviously, we all want to be seen and understood, but I feel like there's something very important here about them sort of carrying other people's energy and being not seen for who they are, and being always sort of the provider here in some way. And I do feel like for a lot of you guys, like this person's coming through as somebody who might do this as a coping mechanism to sort of keep people out. It's like they will blend in with the people or their environment in a way here that makes it so that people aren't asking about this person or seeing this person. So I do feel there's like this giving energy of being of service here, but there's also this like private part of this person. But I feel like I don't know, like there's something coming through that's maybe you see this person's truth, or you're able to see through this person's skin in a way here, and this door to personal healing and happiness. And here this gate is closed. I feel like this connection allows this person a sense of freedom and to heal this part of themselves that I feel is weighing very heavily on this person of the past. Like this person has had a past that they were needing to deal with or transition out. And I do feel like there's this freedom this person feels in regards to allowing this to be let go of or processed. This person could have certainly had a challenging childhood, like I mentioned, and potentially a tumultuous relationship with a mother, or maybe a missing mother, or their mother's support might have been something that was very difficult. And they might have had to experience going through what it's like to give and receive love and unconditional love and work through some attachment issues that we were picking up here with this vine. But yeah, like instability here with the number 4. So it's almost like this anxious attachment is a need to feel safe, is a need to feel stability, because maybe this person has been, like uprooted, not really feeling secure and safe. And so there's a need to feel safe and secure. And I do feel like this person feels like there's a connection here with you that sees this person or allows them to make peace with this part of themselves. There is some deconstruction here, I feel, with this 34, sorry, I was going to say 43, Tower energy, and also with this Uranus Neptune. There's Tower energy because I do feel like this person has to deconstruct, maybe right down to bare bones, and this could be like a spiritual deconstruction, but it could even be like physically, like their world, geographically even. I do feel maybe this person is having to move from their environment. They might have to move to get closer to you, or there's like distance between you and this person geographically here, because I am seeing this movement of land here. Yeah. So this person definitely might have a lot of people or a community around them, but despite this, I do feel there's something very I was going to say isolated about this person, but it's like they're an introvert. I don't feel like, despite this community or these people, that this person has, like real deep, solid connections with people, because I feel like this person sort of blends into this community in a way to deflect. And I do feel like this person does feel not seen or understood and alone. And I do feel like, despite, like I said, regardless, however many people are around this person, it's still an energy of having to connect to some part of themselves, which I do feel is what we're seeing happening here as sort of this, introduction to you in some way. So now I'm also getting with this makeup, like I said, this could be physical traits here, but I'm getting that the rhinoceros skin and this makeup is that cover up this person uses. I do feel like there's a lot of covering up of the pain, or covering up of the sensitivity, or covering up of a part of themselves that might be very vulnerable or has experienced a lot of pain, that they've had to be very strong and tough and sort of push through. And maybe they need to reevaluate this thing, but I do feel like this person has like a strong masculine energy about them. Like they get things done. They do communicate fairly well. So I do feel like this person's expressive, but I do feel like there's a deep part of this person that's maybe misunderstood even by them at some point in time, that they're having to navigate through to completely heal and deconstruct and do maybe a lot of shadow work here. Yeah, I feel like there might be like a false self here with this Pinocchio lizard. And this false self that they encounter or have to deconstruct with this Tower energy is what creates this sort of more colder energy when it comes to them connecting on like an intimate love level, that I feel this person has maybe not allow themselves to experience as a coping mechanism. So either they got hurt in love, or just because of this tumultuous sort of parental upbringing, or whatever, maybe, like I said, an anxious attachment style, oops, with this one here, or this need for security. It's like, I think they need to understand the false self that sort of gets in the way of this ability to be open and connect, almost like, yeah, very intimate here, because I do feel there's like a protective sort of defensive energy, but it's not like defending as in aggressive, keeping people out, but I feel like it's a deflective, defensive, if that makes sense. So let's see a little bit more about how they connect with you, pile number 1, this person. So like I said, I'm feeling, I'll just name the signs. There's probably quite a bit, but the ones really standing out here is Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, and Pisces. Yeah. So let's see, spirits, clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 1 in regards to this connection. Pile 1's person. How will this connection sort of take place, or what do we need to know about this connection pile 1 will have to this person that they've tapped into here? A clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1, Spirit. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed to be here doing this reading. Tell us more about this connection. So we have the Sun, beautiful, Leo energy, masculine energy. We have the Fool in reverse, depicted by, well, we see the Hermit here because this is the Shuffle Tarot. So Hermit is Virgo, which is falling right on the sadness and isolation. Ironically, the Sun is the opposite of the sadness, but we still have this Hermit. And so this is what I'm talking about, like this person having to navigate through some form of how they use their, because they're very introverted here, I feel, you know, but there's a difference between being sort of alone and being lonely, and having to find the happiness here and not feeling sort of isolated in some way or sad in some way. So the Fool in reverse, it's the Hierophant, baby Hierophant. We got younger than you, and we have this younger Hierophant looking energy depicted in the Fool card. So Aquarius and Taurus. What do we need to know about this connection, Spirit? You have the Star, Aquarius energy. So heavy Aquarius here with the Fool, and we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Do we need to know about this connection, Spirit? We have the Ace of Swords. So the Fool and the Ace of Swords talk about new beginning, or the Ace talks about a new beginning. Sun and Star. Just missing the Moon here. Why is the Star here, Spirit? We have the Squirrel of Wands. That's special in this deck. I do feel I'm going to pull one for this Squirrel of Wands. Squirrel of Wands in reverse. Clarified by that 9 swords. And then finally, why is this Page of Wands here? It's the little child from the Sun card. 4 Pentacles in reverse. And then we have 6 Cups. And this is the 6 Pentacles scene. And under that, we have High Priestess with the little baby again from the Sun. It's kind of naked there, but can't really see much. Okay, so let me tap into this because there's quite a bit that's pulling through here. Okay. Interesting energy. I'm not sure, you know, how your energy pulls through here, but just take it into context here. Okay, I do feel like there is, with the Six Cups, this talks about soulmate, soul recognition. Okay, there is something very innocent here. It's about, how we offer love to another here without any sort of expectation or any sort of anything other than just offering it from an innocent place. I feel like there is this having to understand and work through and figure out how to give and receive love. But I feel like this person's inner child's really coming through here. Okay, Six Cups could talk about the children. We have the child from the Sun card. We have the child here. And then the Sun represents the inner child as well in traditional tarot. So there's a need to heal something in regards to the inner child that allows this person to give and receive love and make peace with this part of their world. Because I feel like, again, that experience, whatever it was that wasn't pleasant, has like done something here to this person in regards to some form of coping mechanism or something they're having to see through and understand that they do in order to protect themselves or to prevent themselves from opening up. Something in regards to a block of commitment here, or a need to understand what they commit to and how they see commitment and what they value in their world. And again, the Tower energy was pulling through because I feel like there's a deconstruction of beliefs, and it's like starting over, like starting over what it is they want to value and commit to and do in their world, that they start to get clear about. And so I do feel like there's a period of time here where this person is needing to sort through this on their own because nobody can sort of give them this information. So there's a pulled away energy here in order to seek answers within so that they can commit to this connection, so that they could start new in this connection without baggage and without any preconceived things that have caused this person to maybe be not healthy when it comes to love, or how they could give and receive love and contribute to this connection from a giving place here in a balanced way. There's a lot that is happening here with the High Priestess and this Hermit internally, that really needs to be discovered and healed. And so I feel like this is what this person is working through when you meet them, or you allow this person to sort of, I don't know, like look back on themselves and have to rediscover this so they could see the truth of who they are and allow them to have a new beginning in this connection. I do feel like this comes with a lot of anxiety and potentially even shutting you out at times here in a way that, like I said, this person uses a certain way to be defensive. And it's like deflective is what I feel like with what they say, and how they think. It kind of keeps them guarded from allowing people to really, connect to that vulnerability within this person because of this inner child thing that needs to be looked at and understood. So there's a lot of anxiety here. And I do feel like this person wants to just, give or explore and have a new beginning. But I do feel it's blocked when you guys might meet this person or at some point in time in this person's healing progression, because they need to let go, and they need to let go of certain things that, again, that they've been attached to in their world, or coping ways that did not make them happy. And these relationships don't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be, how they connect with friends, or how they connect with their material world, or how they even just connect to relationship as a whole. It's like there's some unhealthy or some coping mechanism or some familiar way that they would hold on to or deal with people, places, things that didn't allow this person to progress in a way that was either healthy or allowed for expansion, or was needing to be healed and understood and discovered in order for them to really connect with their inner child. And I do feel like this is apparent to them upon meeting you or engaging with you. And I do feel like this is also, with the Crown here, like empowering this person to take action on their truth. So Yeah, there's like a freedom here, a freedom of truth, a freedom of connecting with this inner child, a healing energy. And also, like, I do feel like this person has like a vision here of some form of something that they would want to experience with you for the long term. But I feel like it's a challenging beginning because I do feel like it's a budding start to them identifying their values that has to be understood or be the foundation before they could start anew. It really needs to be clear and understood. So I do feel like that's the holdup here. And so I do feel like maybe, this connection might be one that's like very slow to start, or like I'm getting almost like breadcrumbing here because it's like, it's not a breadcrumbing as in like, trying to like put someone on a string, but I feel like it's like bits and pieces at the beginning of this connection that allow this person to sort of heal and allow this person to lay the groundwork before there could be a full sort of flow of giving and receiving. And so maybe there's a held back energy with how much they can invest in you or how much they can be available to this connection. It seems like it's very spontaneous or spotty or shoddy, or it comes in bits and pieces. But I feel like they're contributing to you. And for some of you guys, you might have engaged with this person like in a passing, like maybe there was a past relationship with this person that it didn't turn out very well at first, or fully engage or fully move forward. And they might come back when they have resolved this. For some of you guys, who knows how long it took, could have been someone from your early stages of dating, or because I am feeling a coming back feeling here, But if it isn't someone that you're spotty with or who's left for this, it could be just at the beginning. It's maybe there are a lot of false starts, or where this person can only contribute to a certain amount. But I do feel like there's a need to find balance, and this person really needs to work through their peace in regards to this energy of the inner child or the mother or the abandonment or the attachment, or this need to feel secure, safe, or what they value and commit to. That needs to definitely be resolved and understood by them so that they're not defensive and they can let go of the way they engage in general previous to this connection. So this is what I see, beautiful people. I hope this made sense to a lot of you guys. And if you guys did resonate, leave a comment, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, gorgeous angels, pile number 2. You guys picked the Grand Trine Blessings, card 46, which is the number 10. And then we have these buttons right here, which I'll hold up so that you guys can see. We have 87 with forever, with the heart. We have 34 with the pear. We have 47 with the couch potato. And then we have 19 with the feather, which I'll be channeling right away. And then I found this leaf on the floor. So I was cleaning out my drawer here, and I guess it must have fell on the floor. So definitely a part of your reading as well. Now, before I channel this energy, just to see if this is something you resonate with, just quickly about the reading, we will be taking a look at your love potentials around you at this time. Okay, feel free to pick as many piles as you see fit. And you could certainly tap into your own energy. Now, this could be somebody somewhere else in the world, being pulled by someone like you, but it might help you to sort of get some insight in your own energy. You don't have to listen to your own pile. If you want to go check out another one, you can do that as well. And certain messages do come through for certain individuals. Okay, don't have to take everything that pulls through. It should be the overall energy of this person that resonates for you guys, excuse me. And I will be shuffling the oracle cards here. I don't generally shuffle them on video, but I'll put the timestamp so you guys don't got to sit through that whole process. But like I mentioned, I do not look at the cards. I do channeling on the spot. And so this will give you guys an opportunity to sort of sit and pick the cards with me, and then we'll channel what the energy is. But before we get into picking your cards, let's get into this. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, the couch potatoes standing out to me because this card could be one of complacency. Okay, it could be. It's like everything's sort of aligned. So there's no real needs to push, you know, there's like things are just sort of flowing in some way or another. And so we could be, you know, maybe lacking some form of ambition. So this person, I do feel there's something sort of lax about this person, you know, and I don't know yet. We will see why it is the way it is, because this card can talk about, you know, everything sort of aligned and everything going well. And so there's real no need to buck the system or challenge it. But I don't know if there's another reason why this person's sort of in this energy, because I do feel like it could be an energy that you bring to this person and in regards to feeling as though everything's sort of lined up. And it could be that this person sort of lives in their head with this couch potato. You know, maybe they've given up on themselves in some capacity. I don't know. We're going to see. But I am getting a little bit of this person sort of being removed, you know, like really sort of being removed and not as driven or as ambitious or determined. Sorry for the dog barking. And so we see this forever heart. And this card can really talk about the right relationship, like a soulmate type relationship, you know, or like everything's sort of working out perfectly. And so it could be that this person feels like there's a real ease about this connection, you know, and because this person might be one that could escape into their own mind, it could be a world that's very familiar to this person that you sort of, I don't know, you come into their world and sort of understand this about this person in some capacity. But I feel with blessings and even this pair talking about having grace, appreciation, and blessings, it's like there's something very much like a miracle here in play, I feel, or at least this person might feel like this connection could be like a miracle in some aspect of their world, like motivating them for something. This feather can talk about, you know, like sign, symbol, synchronicities and being on the right life purpose and life path. And so that kind of contradicts this couch potato-y energy that we were seeing, like needing to find a purpose in some way or be. So we're going to put the pieces together with this, because I do feel like maybe you give this person put them on track to some purpose. And there might be like a fall time period here, which is like having to shed certain things or like release certain die-offs that need to happen before, you know, vitality comes in, because this is pretty crispy, crunchy here. You know, something could be significant about the fall time. So definitely this person could have a fall time sort of birthday, or there could be guys meet in the fall or something in regards to, you know, autumn that is significant here for the both of you guys, or something like this. They might really like the fall as well. So let's see what more we can get. I know that wasn't a whole lot, but you guys can definitely skip ahead if you want, but I'm going to shuffle these cards and see what pulls out. Now, don't take the cards literally, okay? They're going to be words we see here, and that's for me to channel, unless you're called to take them literally. But since I'm the one channeling, it's going to be in a way that Spirit wants me to channel, okay? So now this is going to be physical characteristics. And again, I will use this to channel. So not all of these have to be the physical characteristics of your person. Okay, I might just resonate with one or two, but there goes my email. But we will ask for some sort of physical characteristics here that I can channel. There's my email. So Spirit, for pile number 2, clear and concise message regarding this person. This person, pile 2, is connecting with here. I feel that one sliding out. You're like, I don't want to coach potato. I feel like this person just is a lot in their own mind. But I do feel like there's something very like stars aligned in some way, or something very blessed here that is very easeful. I feel like you really get along with this person very well, like instant friends. So let's see, pile number 2, Spirit, about this person that I'm channeling here. What about this person? Can we get some more? Thank you so much. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Can we get some more about this person? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Who is this person? And how will pile 2 know about this person and their connection to this person when they do show up? A clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number 2. Thank you, Spirit. And I have 2 more oracle cards. It's getting very hot in this room now that summer is around the corner. But I have my neighbors outside, and I don't know what they're pounding on, but I want to open the window. I feel like I'm dying here. I might have to take a break or I pass out. That's funny. Sounding like this couch potato. I'm already talking about a break and we haven't even begun. So your person could be a little lazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Okay. Okie dokie. Beautiful angels, let's get into this beautiful energy. To be fair, Libra energy 38, or the number 11. See the owl. So I'm getting Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well with the owl, but mostly the Libra pulling through. Okay. And we have throat chakra, number 5. That's a blue here. And we have happy family, number 4. Okay. We have 52 with Saturn, Uranus energy. So we do have the ruling planet for Capricorn, Aquarius. And we have Chiron with Neptune, 57, or the number 12. Okay, and then we have Sun and Pluto, number 10. Okay, so Leo, Scorpio energy coming through. Some Pisces, and we have self-care. Okay, and then we have the Laughing and Crying 45, number 9. And we have the elephants. This came out for pile number 1, if you guys recalled. And we have the hummingbird, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, pulling through again. And we have the caribou here. It says called a reindeer in Europe, the caribou in Quebec. This deer from the cold regions of Europe, Asia, and North America is constantly on the move in search of grass, mosses, and mushrooms with large hooves to cross the marshes. It is also an excellent swimmer if necessary. Males and females carry antlers which fall out and grow annually. Okay. And we have the brown skua. It says also called an Antarctic skua. This big bird, is a fearsome predator equipped with a hooked beak and powerful talons on its webbed feet. It feeds on a wide variety of prey. It particularly enjoys the seabirds that it catches at night and pilfering their eggs and chicks. And a warning to those who approach its nest could be very aggressive around this happy family. So we have brunette, came out for pile 1, so definitely could have brown hair, dark hair, black hair, light brown. Okay, and then we have long hair. So if it's a masculine, could have longer hair for masculine, could be a female with long hair. And we have bald. So they could definitely have no hair or a bald spot. And we have sharp face. So maybe very distinct features. Whatever sharp face means, distinct features. Maybe you really enjoy their smile. Might catch you by surprise with their smile. Just heard feeling really high. This person looks really high, and I was getting sort of disassociating here from this couch potato. So could have somebody here who might like to escape and mature. So it could be somebody that's older than you, or just somebody who is already in their older years, might have gone through already one marriage, or like maybe the back end of their life in some way here with mature. Okay. Could have gray hair as well here. They could have a beard, facial hair. Okay. I feel like it's maybe someone just more experienced in life as well. It's gone through quite a bit of life experience is what I'm getting with this mature. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're a mature person. Okay. But they could be. Let me tap into this and see what we have. Very opposite energy here with this hummingbird and this caribou, because this is like flighty, light, airy. This is like heavy, and yeah, just very heavy. Same with this elephant. Okay, I do actually think we should read some of these. Let's see Saturn and Uranus 52, just so we can get a overall energy here. It says conjunct sextile trine. In the primitive state, you struggle with inconsistent cycles of excitability and dark moods. You are learning to use the structure of your life and create exquisite offerings for the world. Evolving. You have an uncanny ability to teach people to develop systems that are both entrepreneurial and connected to the collective. In conjunct opposition square. Primitive. You keep bashing yourself against conventional mores and fighting your originality. You're caught in a push-pull between trying to fit in and trying to break free, and this means a lot of bruises. Adaptive. You are great at harnessing exciting, stimulating energy and disciplined at getting your original work and ideas out to the collective. Evolving. You're a master of purposeful, divine rebellion. You know just how to make social change in a calm, centered way. So that's that Aquarius energy we were also feeling. 57, let's tap into that one, and then we'll begin your channeling. So with the Chiron Neptune, it says, primitive, you're lost in escapism, which was what I was feeling there as a way to avoid pain. You are gifted at multidimensional healing, and you are a renowned energy healer. I'm about to sneeze. Yep, I'm about to sneeze. Is it going away? It's gone away. Okay, primitive, you use addiction to flee from your trauma. You use divine spiritual tools to address trauma. You are able to clear trauma through energy work and meditation. Okay, and then we might as well go all the way with the Sun-Pluto energy. Although it is very clear to me what we're seeing. Beautiful angels. So, conjunct sextile trine. It says, you are a lord of darkness. You bring people into your lair to manipulate, torture, and harm them without a glimmer of conscience. Adaptive. You are aware of your personal power. It rests not in manipulating others for selfish purposes, but in your ability to channel divine grace and wisdom. You forego self-centered will to empower and direct your potency towards service and gratitude. Evolving. Understanding that you are here as a flicker, a temporary flame. You relinquish control. You surrender to being used by the divine to promote and transform and well-being of others. And a well-being of others. Okay. In conjunct opposition square. Primitive. You are locked in the underworld, mired in the in the basest of emotions and feelings. Adaptive. You recognize that your ego is going through a death and see this as an opportunity to enlarge your sense of purpose and identity, to choose to no longer be identified with the past. We have the elephant here. Evolving. Through your dark night of the soul, you're able to find the gems of awakening, the polished jewels of personal psychological growth. As you collect them, you bestow them upon others. Okie dokie, smoky artichokey. What do we have? Your person. Or it could be you. You don't got to take this person if you don't want it. I feel like they are a little challenged, because I do feel like they have a past here, and it could have created some form of dependency in this person's world of how they cope. This person likes to escape. They do like to escape. And they escape here because I do feel like they've experienced, like I said, some form of challenge that they're needing to process when you meet this person or right before they sort of get involved with you. Okay. And so this is really looking at parts of their shadow that they've tucked away, who knows for how long, because I almost am getting an older energy of somebody who might still be stuck in the past or like having to overcome some thing that they haven't looked at or dealt with, you know? And so I do feel like this person has a challenge processing emotions, because instead of sitting and dealing with the emotions, they, like I said, cover it up. Some of them, we were getting mushrooms here. They could use recreational mushrooms, or they could just, like to get high in some way, or they could even use just, like, I don't know, TV or other distractions here, video games, whatever the thing is here. So I do feel like this person is lacking some form of ambition in themselves or confidence in themselves to allow themselves to go after certain things. And I do feel like it's because of a need to deal with something that has been suppressed. And I do feel like this person might have a challenge in communicating their truth because of the fact that I feel this person has a hard time recognizing their emotions and like knowing, like when they are feeling sad or when they are feeling happy or when they connect to it. It's like it's hard to recognize these emotions. And so I do feel like there might be challenges in communication with this person. Okay, but I do feel like this person is somebody who might really have a strong tie to family. And if it's not their direct blood family, then it's like they have a group of brothers or a group of sisters or like childhood friends. Like they have a community of people or support system here that are like their family, that they really sort of would do anything for here, because I do feel like this person has had to sort of challenge themselves. So, or they have been challenged, in dealing with their own energy, if that makes any sense. So I do feel there's something here about this person sort of being in a state that might be, if they don't trust you initially, it's like you get them before they get me type energy, that I feel that this person might have adapted because of their poor experience in the past. I feel like this person is somebody here who might be very heavy in sort of a stubborn sort of way as well. Like, like kind of fixed, with the fixed mindset in some way, like difficult to change their mind or very like stuck in their mindset. And your energy is pulling through here. Somebody potentially who allows this person to see another aspect of themselves that I feel has been lost or shut away or not connected to, so that they could find a balance between this more heavy energy. Because even if, like, this is hard to describe, but even though they're, like I said, kind of in their head or like distracted or like in this fantasy world at times, I feel like they're very fixed and stagnant potentially in how they think and what their opinions are and how they move in the world. And so I feel like there is this connecting with you, which allows this person to see another side of themselves, because I feel like the stars aligned here again, or at least this is how this person feels, to see maybe the parts of themselves that they might have shunned, or I don't know. There's a part here that this person is being forced to sort of process maybe differently in order for them to find some form of balance. Because I do feel like this person feels like very blessed to be either in your world or like they've been gifted this connection. by the divine in some way here to get them to address this stagnancy in their world. And this is the major release now. I see why we have this leaf. I feel like there's a major need to deal with the coping way of this person that's made them feel detached, or a need to disassociate. And it's like they've been given this connection or this experience as a way for them to really see another way to deal with how they communicate in their own emotions, so that they can heal and look after themselves. Because I do feel like this person might be not really looking after themselves, their best interest in some way here, physically or spiritually or emotionally, or all of the above. It's like, I don't know, I'm just hearing like there was really no substance or reason to live, or like purpose here that was giving them some sort of drive, like no main purpose. And so I do feel like there is this newfound purpose that comes through. I'm also feeling like maybe this person is going to take some time to trust this connection or understand themselves, so that they can be fair in this connection and bring balance in this connection. Because I do feel like this person could be very skeptical or very set in their way. And I do feel like they're going through a lot of pain and processing certain things that are mirrored or reflected to them throughout this process. Just like this caribou sheds its antlers, whether it's male or female, it says it grows, they fall out annually, and it's a very painful process. So it's like this release and even this rebirth. But I feel like with the growth and the release, and the growth and the release annually, there seems to be something that is either on repeat or cyclical about this person's behaviors that create a reoccurring sort of pain in their world. Maybe how they cope with certain things is like a reoccurring way of engagement, but it's like creates their suffering. It creates the cause of their pain. And it's like a need for them to experience this enough for them to see it and learn, And I do feel like this is the part that they're releasing. I do also feel like this person feels like very connected, like almost like they've been connected to you before they've even met you here with this forever energy. But with the arrow through the heart, I feel like it comes with also pain, because there's a need to process something that's been creating this pain in their heart space and their emotions that they haven't expressed or let out. And I don't know that this person is capable of just talking about this, specifically when you first meet this person. So I do feel like there's a need to figure out how to be fair to this connection and contribute to this connection when they seem very up in their head, having to heal. And I do feel like there's something that is a little bit stagnant about this person's stability that they take comfort in. But I feel like there's an instant trust, and there's an instant sort of hope to life that this person feels in your energy, and like they see themselves differently. And I think this is the big part, is like before this connection, I feel this person might have really gave up or disconnected from seeing themselves as anything more, and that the past really weighed this person down and painted a picture of who they could be and who they are, that they just believed to be them. But there's significant work that this person has to kind of go through in order to find a sense of balance, so that they can not only contribute here in a balanced way in this connection, but I feel like to be fair to themselves. And they do seem to be quite protective or territorial about their family or their friends or the way that they create their stability. There's a part of their world that's very comfortable to this person. And I think it's how they cope, that they are kind of protecting or defending, or maybe it takes some time for you to understand or see this world, because I do feel like this person might be very threatened by external people, including maybe you initially, until they understand or see or work with you in some way here, because I do feel like this person might fear being judged, or might fear that, there's I don't know, there's something here in regards to how they connect to that part of their world, that isn't necessarily helping them so much as keeping them sort of stuck or stagnant, or keeping them in that world to protect themselves in some capacity. So let's take a look at the connection, okay? If you guys are still here, the connection between pile 2 and their person, spirit. What is it that pile 2 needs to know about the connection when it is that they will connect with pile number 2, or how they will connect, or what they need to know about the dynamic between them and pile number 2? Anything further about this connection? We have the Ace of Cups. So that's all about an emotional new beginning of self-love. And this is coming from the clouds out of nowhere. It's like this energy that I was really feeling like, and this blessing. It's like this person really feels gifted from the universe to experience like that this is really guided, in their world. And I feel like it's to make some form of change. Like they could start over some form of change in regards to because the Ace of Cups is all about self-love and self-worth and how we connect to our emotions. I feel like this person is really being asked to look at how they give to themselves, to love themselves, to connect to their emotions so they can be able to start anew in love. Yeah, I do feel this person might have given up on love in general, and on themselves potentially. So what else, Spirit? So emotional new beginning, we have Temperance in the Hangman position, because this is the Shuffle Tarot. This Grand Trine Blessings is like the Temperance card, because the Temperance is like a need to find some form of balance. And so we could be too detached to, in our fantasy world, or we could get grounded sort of in reality, but we have to find our own balance. So I feel like this person's going through a lot of healing. And what I was really feeling with this rainbow, like I said, was how they view themselves. And so this Hangman is talking about a change of perspective, needing to heal the way they see themselves. And and if we're too close to the trauma, if we're too close to the stagnancy, we don't see ourselves from an accurate point. And so I feel like this connection allows this person to see themselves from a more enlightened perspective, so they know what it is that they need to heal and balance out here. Pisces energy, Sagittarius energy. And we have 4 Wands in the scene of the 4 Cups. So 4 Wands is my 1111 card. Some of you guys may connect with this person on a twin flame type level if this is a mirrored connection. Definitely possible. But the 4 Cups is all about, again, it could definitely be symbolic of the laziness, lazy is the only word sort of coming out, but it's more of discouraged. I'm too discouraged to do anything, or I'm not ambitious to go after. It's maybe they lost their confidence. They just don't see themselves in this way. There's this could even talk about unrequited love. So there could be a point where you're not sure, is this person maybe even interested here in what I have to offer? But I feel like there's a motivation that comes with your energy that allows this person to maybe want to expand, want to move out of stagnancy, want to spark them up in some way here, which they feel is a blessing to them. So we have the 6 Swords in reverse. So this is the scene of the 6 wands, but it's the 6 swords in reverse. So let's keep going. Why is this hangman here? What's with this hangman spirit in regards to pile 2 in this connection? I'm going to leave this right here. We have the King of Squirrels, special in this deck. So we see the big sun, we see the lovers here. So Leo, Gemini. Why is this hangman here, Spirit? We have the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Lots of air energy coming through. And that's the Hierophant. So we have Taurus energy. And finally, why is this 4 wands here? We have the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and their Temperance coming out. The actual Temperance card. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's connect with this King of Squirrels, just so we can... Sorry, these are not part of this deck. Okay, let's look at this King of Squirrels. It says, dawn, friendship, success, shining, responsibility, deep connection, care, and delight. Okay. So, I feel this person is coming through here very fixed when you meet them. Okay? Fixed on a way of life. And maybe a little stubborn. It's like they have it all sort of figured out in some capacity, you know, but they're not seeing a great truth. And a great truth could be more of a spiritual truth. The great truth could be a more ascended perspective about the reality of who they are and what they have to contribute. I feel this person might have really just sort of was doing motions in their world here, very discouraged, you know, and maybe very much like you could be somebody that's just too good to be true in some capacity or would require something that they feel they don't have. And so there could be like a start where you might feel this person outright reject you, you know, but what you're offering to this person, which they quickly sort of realize here, is a new beginning and a spark at life where they've sort of disappointed themselves because they weren't seeing themselves in this way. You know, to heal this part of themselves, like how they engage in their world and what they value in their world, because this person was very stuck, you know, and so I feel like there's this joy, there's this deep soul connection I'm feeling that they like, look at these 2 walking hand in hand in this golden path. It's like, of myself, I wasn't really motivated or felt there was energy here for me to go down any path. But with you by my side, I feel motivated to get there, you know? It's like this person really connects to your energy. This was talking about a deep connection. And like I was saying, even with this forever, it's like this person feels very tied to you or spiritually understands there's something very significant here that they've been blessed with, you know? And they might try to, I don't know, like not see it or acknowledge it at some point. But this, I feel, is because of their experience from the past. And so it forces this person to work on self-love and self-healing, because I don't feel like this person has a full cup to give to you when you guys meet. And this is what they're needing to heal, what they're needing to understand, you know, to switch how they see themselves. Because I do feel like you're showing up as somebody here who offers this person a lot of compassion, a lot of love. And she looks like the maiden from the Strength card, but somewhat like the Temperance angel as well, even though she doesn't have the wings. So I feel like there's something about your ability to bring what this person sort of needs here, you know, with compassion and love that supports this person, for them to tap into this strength and this courage in order for them to find balance. So I feel like the chemistry between you and this person, and I'm not talking like sexual passion chemistry, I'm more talking about your energy mixed with this person's energy, allows this person to recreate themselves in a way here that I feel they can confront the world in some way, but they must release understandings of themselves and certain beliefs. And I do feel this might take some time, because I feel like this connection is all about healing, all about finding the right balance and releasing a lot of stuck energy that didn't allow this person to enjoy themselves and their world and their experience, which I think they realize once they connect with you. Look at that, Ace of Wands. So new beginning, new beginning. And this is the wand that I feel you're offering this person. But I feel like maybe, you know, you extend this wand for some time. I'm almost feeling like the divine offers this opportunity up. And this could, like I said, be really connected to how this person feels. Like you're this blessing from the universe that is this offering that's out there for who knows how long. Okay, like suspended here, where this person seems to be not taking or contemplating this thing. And you might have this, you know, like energy here of contributing or offering or extending this love for this person for some time while they're sort of contemplating this new opportunity for them to explore, to go and see life differently than how they have, which could require a lot of courage. And it does certainly require a new them, you know, for them to leave, I think, where they have been sitting for some time. Like this one's showing her back, like she's leaving an old situation or an old setup. And I feel like this old world might be something very comfortable for this person as well. And so it's hard for them to leave that world, because the energy coming in from the universe with this Ace of Wands is like opposite. It's like fiery and it's full of passion and spark. Whereas I feel this person might be in this sort of more, like I said, it's like watery, but it's like away in some fantasy land. I feel like we're going to read some more here just to see. But this Six of Swords, which is the stuck energy is feeling, it's also the scene of the Six of Wands in reverse. So this could be talking about, you know, a need for an ego death, or a need to shed the false self, or the image. And I do feel like there's an image that they see of themselves, or that they understand to be true, of who they are, what they're capable of, that is not necessarily true, that keeps them stuck. So it's like the truth that they tell themselves about who they are and what they're capable of achieving is really the reason they're sort of stuck or given up. So let's see, Spirit, can we see some more about this connection to wrap up this message in regards to pile number 2 and this person? What does pile 2 need to know about this connection? Oh, we have the Squirrel of Wands coming out here. And look, the hand from the universe again. So this is kind of like the Page of Wands energy. I'm going to read this Squirrel of Wands to you guys. So the acorn, again, talks about, to me, the length of time. Because this acorn, when planted, takes a very long time to form into the oak tree. Something about nurturing something for some time. You know, Squirrel of Wands. Squirrels of Wands. Here he is. So it says new beginning, dreaming, preparation, survival, important mission, belongings, adventure, and new world. Yeah, it's a whole new world for this person to explore with your energy that they were refusing or thinking it wasn't for them. But it's like this whole new beginning, a whole new adventure, and belonging. Because I do feel like this person might have felt like they didn't belong. It's the Hierophant in reverse. So they stuck to what they did feel like they belonged to, but it was very stagnant. So Taurus energy with the Hierophant here. This is the Emperor, and this Emperor took off his armor. So Hierophant in reverse, Aries, Taurus. In regards to pile 2's connection, Spirit, can we get some more? Clear and concise message for pile number 2, please. And Okay. The moon. There is the Lovers at the bottom again. Cancer, Pisces. So moon. Subconscious, fears, emotions. Four Swords in reverse. And this is the scene from the Four Wands. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, another new beginning here. And we have the Two Cups and the scene of the Two Pentacles. And we have the Strength card in reverse with the scene from the Chariot. And that's Cancer, Leo. And then we have the Nine Cups here. Nine Cups can talk about that lazy energy again. And look at this person. So, like I said, your person could definitely have distractions, okay? Some of them might even like to drink. I feel like there's a Nine Cups here, which is immediate gratification in the moment, whatever I feel comfortable doing, and stuck in this world, okay? But it's really a coping mechanism, which we already talked about. And so I feel like there's a new zest, there's a new reason to live for this person to be a little more ambitious in regards to their own confidence about what they can achieve and their own purpose and their own drive and their own zest. It's like they don't need to just sort of go in the corner and die or like wither away, you know? And this is kind of how I feel with this person, although this isn't the energy that they're in when you like meet them. They're not just like, oh, I just want to die. I feel like this person is just surrounded by this sort of energy. And so I'm really seeing like with the Emperor in reverse is like the stubbornness coming through again. Okay, so it might be very difficult for this person to like disrobe or like drop down their armor in some way. And there could be, like I said, like this immature sort of side of them that's sticking to protecting this action of theirs, which isn't advancing them because of, you know, their coping ways. And so I do feel like this might be not good for some time, you know, like you again, like Queen of Cups there, offering potentially a cup of love and an imbalance here, because Two Cups should be a balance, giving and receiving. And I don't feel this person is capable of giving in this connection. Some of you guys could be at a distance with this ship, okay, and like geographically, long distance. But I feel like this person takes some time to show up. And so for some time, you might feel like, why am I here? Like, what am I getting? Or what is even happening here, you know? And this person having a very hard time prioritizing this connection, but it's because this person doesn't know how to prioritize what's important. And so there's a lot of moonlight energy here, you know, like fears are driving a lot of this, the repression of emotions and expression. And so I don't see very clearly. But again, look at the Lovers, and these are the Lovers from the Devil card. So the Devil could talk about addictions and unhealthy ways of coping, you know, being chained to certain things. And so Capricorn coming through and Gemini, and then Cancer, Pisces. So this person also has misconceptions when it comes to relationships. Like, yeah, there's this like unhealthy way that this person deals with relationship, but it's stemmed from fear, and it's stemmed from them not understanding maybe or connecting to their emotions in a way that allows them to deal with the unhealthy parts of their addictions or the unhealthy ways that they, like I said, there was something coming through of like a repeating ouch that they keep experiencing that's causing their own pain and suffering that they don't see so clearly, or that they are doing to themselves that doesn't feel good. It's like they're beating themselves up in some way, you know, and I do feel it takes a lot of strength for this person to have to courageously face this, but also to find the balance in their world, because too much of anything is not good. And I feel like this person might overindulge in things that aren't good for them. And so this connection offers this person a real opportunity here for something very solid. And it definitely feels to them like a blessing from the universe, which is this ability for them to start a new world for them. And it comes with the pentacle, this wand, which is exciting. It's fire. It's getting them to motivate themselves. And also with this Ace of Cups, to connect to themselves and to love differently in their emotions. But again, take some time to build their confidence, for them to prepare themselves with the squirrel, because that's all about the preparation, where they need to heal and feel stuck and reflect, and this community I feel that they are around, I feel is like not necessarily like the best place for this person to do their healing. Because I feel like the world that they have around them, the people or that environment, this is where they were trying to maybe heal. And it's like not necessarily the best place for healing and reflection, or allowing them to slow down. So it could be, I don't know, like an environment that supports their distractions and people around them that have maybe the same addictions or the same things. And so I feel like this person needs to sort of surround themselves with slowing down so that they can feel safe, so that they can understand themselves. And that might be half the challenge. But I do feel like this person feels very much they can in your presence. But it's almost like this person connects to you in a way here that's like a blessing from the divine, rather than you being like an actual person. If I have to be honest, it's like you saved me from myself, or this experience of you in my world is making me sort of deal with this. But it isn't so much of what they're offering to you so much as how it's impacting them and what it's freeing them from, how it's changed them and what's become apparent to them. And that is the most powerful thing here, I feel, for them, So I don't know necessarily what this person is contributing here to you, because I feel like this person might, like I said, not be in a position to give to you for some time. And so some of you guys might experience disappointment. But I do feel like as this person goes through this recognition of how blessed they are to experience your presence, there is having to process through this period of time so that they can see clearly what they're not seeing. And so this really feels like an alignment. So maybe we can ask, what is it that pile number 2 will, because I still feel like there's some sort of big release here. Is there anything pile 2 can expect in regards to the connection between this person and them? Like, what does this person offer to pile 2, if anything at all, in regards to this connection? How do they feel? So Fool, new beginning. Look at this youthful energy. So it's like understanding from a new point of view what they want to commit to, or how they could live their life with this Hierophant, and drop all that baggage with the Fool, because the Fool has no baggage. There's the 3 swords, and there's the Magician. What does pile number 2's person offer to pile number 2 then in regards to this connection? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's the guy from the Chariot, Cancer. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Why is this Fool energy here? 6 swords. Why is this 3 swords here, Spirit? The Ace of Wands. Oh my goodness, we keep seeing this Ace of Wands and this Ace of Pentacles. New beginning. And we see the 5 of Cups in reverse. And here's the Tower. Oh my goodness. And look at this Hierophant's hat flying up the tower. And then we have the 7 swords. Okay. So this could certainly be mirrored if you guys do resonate, because we were seeing the 4 wands, okay, with like the twin flame energy. So this definitely could be a mirrored experience you're having, because what is going on here is like still talking about the same sort of experience. And because I asked specifically about what you're receiving, it's like this Tower, shedding what doesn't serve us, breaking through the illusions of self deception, stories, understandings we might have, lies of who we are. The false self falls away. Okay? And so this mask, this is laughing and crying. And it's like really understanding ourselves. And to understand ourselves, we have to sort of see through the illusion. And so I feel like both of you guys are offered this new beginning of something very solid, very exciting, very passionate, very real, that might take quite some time in regards to a new way of seeing commitment, leaving the baggage in the past, not coming in with any sort of anything. The 6 swords leaves the 5 swords in the boat behind in the traditional tarot. It can't come into the new world with any swords. It's a new beginning once we leave the past, the difficult past behind. And I feel like both of you guys might be experiencing a difficult past that needs to be left behind in order to have this new beginning. And a lot comes through again with this 6 wands, which the scene of the 6 wands talks about, us being celebrated, but it's the ego card and it's the way we are perceived. And so I feel like there's something in regards to our own image that might need to be left behind, how we perceive ourselves, how other people see us, how we engage with other people, or how our environment props us up or supports us in some way. I feel like both of you guys are having to process some form of heartbreak, some form of healing, connecting with manifestations of what you guys want to commit to or value in your world, or how you want to live your life. So I feel like there is a leaving behind the past, but having to cope with processing a lot of pains, a lot of maybe resentments or hurts or experiences of the past that we might have a hard time detaching from or healing. And I feel like this is what the universe is sort of coming in, because I do feel this is a hand from the universe with this opportunity. And I feel like it's an opportunity to have success by working with the universe, but us having to find balance, our own balance, in trusting the universe, moving us forward to succeed, but also the integration of the shadow self, the pain self, the self that's hangs on to certain stories or does certain sabotage, and I feel like this connection might be very stuck, or at least we are very stuck in that world for some time. And this is why the universe comes in with this opportunity. But I do feel like this person sees you as this blessing opportunity, and you might even see this person as this, it's like motivating you to start over or have more or see something differently about yourself. And I do feel like it's like being born again or being in this youthful energy, but there definitely could be ups and downs because there's a lot of processing of the heartache. There's a lot of having to deal with that. And I do feel like Spirit is really saying, unless we can dissolve that and really deconstruct this, it might be very difficult to see the forest for the trees or understand the truth. And I feel there's something very significant about shedding our views of commitments and our views of how we see ourselves, like maybe our own beliefs about relationship, our own beliefs about ourselves. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be religion so much, but it could be a spiritual revelation or like some understanding of how we see ourselves that is really needing to be broken down. And I feel this is a big process of this connection. Wow. Well, this is what I got for you guys. Beautiful pile number 2. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked card 37 with the fire element desire and these charms right here, which we'll get into channeling this energy check for you to see if you resonate with this beginning. And we have the divination button, I guess, if you will, of the cowboy boot, number 53. We have the Saturn, number 85, or the planet. And then we have the A-frame ladder, number 70, and then the pair with 34. So before I channel this, what is this reading about? We're looking at your potential love possibilities that are around you. Okay, so if you don't resonate with this person as being someone that you want to potentially have a love connection with, you can go tap into another pile. Okay, so sometimes we tap into our own energy, and you could definitely listen to that, but it could be somebody else in the world here looking for someone like you, okay, energetically. So it's up to you guys. Don't feel obligated to listen to that pile. It could be somebody you already know, somebody coming into existence. Okay, you could feel free to pick multiple piles. It should be the overall energy in that pile that resonates for you. Okay, if there's specific messages, those are onesies that could come through for individual people. You don't necessarily have to take all those messages, okay? But the overall energy should be what resonates for you. Now, do not take the cards literally. We're going to see some characteristics of your person here that pulls through, okay? And it's going to be me channeling what that energy is. And so Spirit will use certain cards for me to channel. And unless you want to take it literally, then just sort of leave it for me to channel, okay? And I will be shuffling all these cards, which might take some time. So you can definitely go skip ahead. I'll put the timestamp in the description so you guys can skip where you want to go. But for those of you guys who enjoy the process, then you guys can sit throughout that process, because I do channel directly. I don't pause and read and try to gather information. I just channel whatever comes through. Okay, so let's start with this one. Fire, 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 more fire. I'm really feeling very strong fire coming through this. So you guys might both be fire signs, or just both very passionate people, full of intensity and fire. So fire's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So fire signs could definitely have, like passions in their world, things they fight for. They could just be very outspoken, very fiery, sometimes even very stubborn, in certain aspects. But I feel like there's also an intensity here between you and this person, very fiery, but fire could be very, things can escalate very quickly. And so I feel like I'm getting a lot of escalation in this connection. So it could be, like a connection where we just hit it off, or and then it sort of escalates so fast, like before you know it, you might be, I don't know, already moving in with this person, or like maybe there's like sexual escapades that happen almost like quicker than maybe you'd like, or like it's a very like quick escalating sort of thing. But it also can be to a disadvantage, because I think like, our emotions could get fired up very easily and quickly. So we could have a hot temper here. And so I feel like there could be a triggering that happens specifically, like this person might know how to trigger you, and vice versa in some way. Okay, but I do feel here, unless there's like a literal cowboy look, like cowboy hat, cowboy boots, or a Western sort of look to this person, which is for some of you guys. But I feel like this is about getting the boot. And so we might feel rejected at some point, or where this person might choose someone else or do something here that kicks us to the curb, or we feel like we got kicked to the curb. Okay, now if this isn't you, because again, this is talking about love interest, this could certainly be how this person sort of copes with things. It's like they just detach or cut people off, or like, it's like we could feel very much like abandoned, at times. Maybe when this person gets very sort of fiery at some point, it's like they are very quick to sort of say what's what. Okay, but I do feel like there's something very destined here with this planetary alignments. This talks about the planets having to be all sort of aligned in some way. And so I do feel like there's almost like a perfect timing that comes into play here. And for some of you guys, it might be the first time it didn't work out in some way, like the planets weren't quite aligned. It's like this person might have been in some other connection, because I am feeling for this group somehow there's a third energy here, and it does feel like another relationship. It could be that they had to experience what wasn't good in their world before they gave you a chance, or they made a choice to experience another connection and it didn't work very well. But I feel like the stars had to align for there to be a flow between you and this person. And because I do see Saturn here, Saturn talks about being a challenging planet because it could take a lot of commitment and devotion and consistent effort, to gain successes. And so there might be a level of dedication that you might have to commit to showing up, in order for there to be success here. But I do feel like this talks about having grace, and it talks about blessings. And I do feel like there is a compassion you guys have for each other, and understanding, because I do feel like you guys can resonate with the fiery energy of, on a deeper level here, of who this person is, and them understand who you are. So ladders could definitely talk about ascension, or a need to sort of elevate so that we could see things from a higher perspective. But the fact that it's just like an A-frame here, one side doesn't seem like it has all the rungs, but it's like both you guys might need to come from your highest self in order to work with each other, and maybe one side sort of has more challenge getting up there, or ascending, or seeing from a higher perspective, having to deal with their fiery energy, or it consumes everything. Maybe they're blinded by their passion, and it's difficult to see straight. So 37 could be a significant age or number, but that's the number 10, which talks about completions and ends of cycles. It talks about transformation. It's also sun energy, which I'm really getting that blinded by the light, whether it be fire or sunlight. It's like sun and its shadow attribute is like so bright that it blinds us. So I feel like maybe this person's blinded by their passion, or blinded by their rage, or blinded by their desire here, And so they might be driven by lower impulses. So there might be a lot of physical energy going on between you and this person, sexually. Yeah, and you might be the one who kicks this person out, because it's like, I don't want just this physical fiery passion. I want more. I see there being more, or I could see from a greater perspective what this could be, and it doesn't have to just be sexual or physical. And so you might kick this person out, or get a pause from this person. Yeah, for a lot of you guys. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's pull the oracles then and see what comes through, if you guys resonate with that. Okay, don't take anyone you don't want, but these cards are going to be more of the physical attributes here. So if you do not, agree or resonate with these, then don't take it, because there's going to be a few I pull out because this is a collective. So you might just resonate with one of these attributes, and that's fine. Okay, but it's mostly what I channel from these cards that's going to be significant. So let's see, Spirit, for pile number 3's person, their love option here. Can we get some characteristics of this person that pulls through here? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Thank you so much, spirits. We'll see these shortly. Let's do all the cards here. And like I said, if you want to skip ahead, you can. Although sometimes channeling does come through. For pile number 3, spirits, who is this person? Can we get some more about this person, who they are, and how they engage with pile number 3 specifically in this connection? So we have the Asian sheepshed race. Interesting. Look at that bulbous thing on its nose. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why there was some that didn't get shuffled. Clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3 in regards to this person that I just channeled. Who are they? What are they all about? What does pile number 3 need to know about this connection specifically? Thank you, spirits. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3 in this connection. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. Spirit, please help me to channel this message in a clear and concise way that pile 3 will understand. Thank you so much for being here today, pile 3. All right, so we have 3 more decks. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Who is this person for pile number 3? This love option in pile 3's world. And finally, pile 3's person. Who is this person? And we have third eye chakra. Do feel there's one more just because of how all these came out. We won't be pulling all of them, but we will grab. Spirit just said 2 more. Okay. This one. Quite a bit. Okay. Third eye chakra revealing itself. And this Asian sheep shed erase. It says the big Asian fish head seems deformed by 2 large bumps that appear with age, one on the forehead and the other on the chin. The wrasse begins life as a female, then it changes sex to become male, feeding on shellfish and crustaceans. It lives around rocky reefs. Oh, I don't know, I'm shaking so bad there. Third eye chakra. So this could be psychic energy, or third eye's open, or psychic abilities. Okay, so let's see. We have European. So we had Asia come through. This card is European, so it could be European descent. Okay. Could speak a foreign language, I'm getting, with this Asian and this European. And they definitely could speak a second language, even a third for some of you guys. Skin condition. So they could have a very significant birthmark, or this says skin condition. So I forget the name of it, where we have darker patches or lighter patches. But I'm getting like a significant maybe birthmark, or even a scar of sorts, or something that's very, it catches your attention on this person. This is showing the back side, so it could be on their back or their shoulder. I do feel like this person has a story in regards to maybe having really bad sunburn, is kind of what is pulling through here. I know it's very specific, but yeah, like as a child or something, where they had a very, not a good experience getting sunburnt. So they could be very fair skinned as well, like have a very, need to be precaution, or have a lot of precaution in the sun. So they might, you know, I don't know, wear sunscreen or wear long sleeves or something, or have something in regards to the sun. And we were getting sun energy here. I forget where it was. What was I? Yeah, 10 with the sun. So it might be some form of thing about this person that's coming through. Straight hair. So we have this sort of similar looking like hair here. Could be your person has long hair, or like sandy brown blondish hair. Straight, it says. And we have green eyes. Wow. So they could definitely have green eyes. I feel like this is talking about, if they don't have green eyes, which they could as well, is like their ability to, I think they see things in the world here through the eyes of like someone who is green, like recycling, or like very much about the environment, and you know, gardening, or like planting trees, or like, yeah, like the health of the environment. There's a lot of that environmental sort of thing, and the sun's coming through again. So somebody who likes to be outdoors, who's very much about, you know, like hiking, or like tree planting, or like gardening and that sort of thing, being outdoors, very outdoorsy. And maybe this would describe why they got, I don't know, a really bad sunburn story. This could be somebody who's backpacked or wants to backpack to Asia or Europe. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So new vitality with the number 1 here, the rainbows. So this person could certainly be a part of the LGBTQ. I don't know all the full acronym here, but it could be. Okay, because we were getting some form of also like sex change here. We don't have to take it literal, but I am getting it with the rainbow and through this card and also through some of this like activism in some way. Okay, could be for some of you guys. And then we have awaiting results, the number 7. I've never really looked at this, and look at this tree. I'm getting that outdoorsy again. So 7 is chariot energy, Cancer energy pulling through, and some Pisces here with the rainbow I'm getting. We have love bounds, number 1. So 2 ones. Wow. 1 is all about new beginnings, potential opportunity. It's also Fool energy, which is Aquarius. Okay, it's also Magician energy. So Virgo, Gemini. Message in a bottle, number 15. So Devil energy, Capricorn, but I'm getting the 1 again. Getting Magician with the message. And we have Thinker, 44. So 44 could be an age, but that's a master number. Its integrity is a foundation. Treating the earth as home, which we were getting with the green eyes. Wow. Yeah, treating the earth as home in a temple, manifestation and leadership. And we're getting manifestation with the Magician energy I was feeling. Interesting. And here we have the sun, again, confirming what I was picking up. Sun energy, very strong. So sun is Leo, although I don't know, like maybe that is their sun, moon, or rising, you know, this Leo energy. But I wasn't really feeling so much Leo from the sun as I was feeling masculine energy and this sort of vitality of the sun, this youthfulness of the sun. Wow, 111, you guys, triple ones. So you might want to leave. What does the angel number 111 mean in the comments below? I'd like to know. Although 11 is a master number, 11, okay, it's about divine inspiration. It's about the encouragement to keep going. They could be a life path 1, okay, which is all about leadership, courage, which is really from the sun. And in the negative trait, a life path 1 is stubborn and selfish, which we were kind of getting from this energy. Journey, number 2. So this person's going through a bridge, which could talk about the transition. So again, that's that transition from sex change here I'm getting, but it's not a literal transition. It's like going through a period of transition, maybe leaving behind something, or yeah, and look at this crossroads. I'm getting the Hermit's lantern here. Virgo energy. So moon and Chiron. Pisces, Cancer. 16 is Tower energy, but the 1's really standing out again. And 6 is Lovers, Gemini. Choices with this crossroads. Moon's about emotions. Feminine energy. Chiron's the wounded healer. And we have Mars, 37. There's that sun energy. You know, Mars is a ruling planet for Aries. Scorpio, and 37 coming through twice. So 3737 might be an angel number that's significant. It might have a message for you guys. If you want to leave that in the comments, I'd be curious to know as well. But yeah, Mars, very assertive. Could be very aggressive as well. It's like, how do we act on certain things? Also, that activism is coming through again. So human rights, or again, like environmental causes. Predictions of growth, 36. Or the number 9, so 36, 37. And we have the hawk, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So hawks talk about having very good eyesight so that it could take action, you know, like appropriate action. Yes, we could talk about ascension. Interesting. And then we have fear, although this says Lear because the author doesn't really know cursive. Fear. Okay. All these eyes. Look at the third eye. All these eyes. 6. We got Lovers here as well as where were we seeing another 6 here? There was Lovers somewhere here I was feeling. Don't remember where. And then we have this American pika. So it says a close relative to the rabbit, the American pika lives in the mountains of the western United States and Canada. At more than 2,000 meters, which is 6,560 feet above sea level in summer, it makes sure to stock up for the winter, hoarding many plants in front of its burrow. Rather solitary, males and females occupy different territories that they defend with very shrill whistles. Interesting. Looks like a little mousey. It's cute though. Okay, let me channel what this is about. Beautiful angels. Okay, beautiful pile number 3. This might become clearer as we keep channeling here. You might want to sit through a bit of the card layout because we got a lot of information and I don't want to repeat myself for those of you guys who sat through that, okay? But we got quite a bit of extra information about this person. So to add to some of that, this might be a little bit of a challenge with this person initially, because I do feel like it's like through trial and error that this person sort of sees who they are, and you might get to see who this person is as you engage with this person. Because as everybody, there's shadowy sides of this person that might be difficult to deal with, at certain points. But I do feel like there is a journey to be experienced as we navigate with this person and learn, and I feel like this person is really learning to channel their fiery energy. I feel there's a huge, beautiful energy here of passion and an ability for this person to really make change and drive change with this intensity. But if it's not funneled properly and applied properly, it could really be destructive. And so I feel like this person is learning to not be destructive to themselves and to certain things, specifically like relationships. I feel like this person is a really big personality here. I feel there is something youthful about this person, but again, it could be very intense, or it's too intense that it creates harm. And so there's a need to refine how this person engages. And I feel this is really what they learn. And so they might go through a lot of mistrial, because I feel like for some of you guys, like I talked about, there might be a false start of sorts where maybe you have to kick this person out of your world for some time, or create some distance in some way. But I feel like once there's ascension here and they're able to see themselves from a greater perspective, I think they're more concise with how they take action. And this is potentially when we start to engage with this person in a way that might be more healthy, because I do feel like this is all about this person having a new beginning in their world and engaging differently in some way, So we might have to lay the foundation with this person in some capacity. But I do feel like this person has a big cause here. They might already be fighting for some cause very close to nature or human rights, or like humanity in some form, or animals, like life force in some way. There is this like, campaigning for a better world or a better life for people. And so there's a lot of drive and fire. And so they have this very warm, very good, intentional nature, but I feel like when it comes to connecting with you, it could definitely be something where this person is having to understand healthy dynamics and relationships and balance these two. Now, this person could certainly have psychic abilities that need to be nurtured in some way, or that show up as a result of engaging in this connection in some way. That might be suppressed, or might be something that comes, to the surface once this person knows how to channel their fiery energy. And I do feel like, you might have to go through processing a lot of what you experienced with this person in the past. For some of you guys who resonate with things that didn't really work out as a result of this person not being able to channel their passion or their energy, their fiery energy, because I do feel like there is learning from the past, or like having to reconcile old emotions and any fears we might have. But I do feel like both of you guys have a very aligned purpose with each other. So this is like power couple, or both of you guys sort of can drive for the same causes or agendas here. And so it's very strong energy, because the power of both of you guys sort of working together is unstoppable, you know. But if you guys are against each other or there's conflict, then that's not good. So I do feel like for some of you guys, if you resonate with the story that you've disconnected from this person, you don't have to take this person back, but I do feel like there is this person coming forward at some point, you know, with some form of revelation, some form of communication, some form of healing from the past. Okay, now if this isn't somebody from the past that you know, this is what they can talk about their past experience of like having to navigate through this. And you sort of being at the right place at the right time here in order for this person to engage with you. But I do feel like there is a lot of like strengthening this person's character over time, even when you know them. And like the love becomes stronger, the compassion becomes stronger over time. I feel like it's really something over time that gets built. And I do feel like they understand psychically, spiritually something about you, because they do have this ability to see you or understand something about this connection with this crystal ball here in this third eye. So I think for some of you guys, if you have, because I know this isn't going to be everyone's message, if you have a history here with this person, because I feel for some there is, it's like you really ponder, you know, like engaging with this person again. There's might be a lot of fears we have to sort of work through because of what we've experienced here with this person. And we might really feel like, I don't want to be vulnerable to this person to experience things that I might have already experienced. And so there is a need to sort of work through this, or this person sort of earning back your trust or building upon the love here. And I do feel like this person, before they come forward here to you, I do feel like there's a lot of contemplating in regards to understanding what they truly want. Like, it's not like this person is just going to go on a whim, because I do feel like in the past, this person, again, was very fiery, kind of, you know, going wherever they felt in the moment and not thinking twice about it. There's like now more of a, let me think to make sure that I'm aligned with the best thing for me and the best thing in this situation with pile number 3 before I communicate or take action or do something. There's this pause, there's this thinking about. Yeah, there's something about building integrity over time. So I do feel, again, like a lot of you guys, like this person might have lost your trust, or like something that was built around integrity that needed to be strengthened. And I feel like there's like this like cautious energy of like first having to see and understand before we could be precise and like take action. But the hawk does like hunt mice, you know, and so maybe it doesn't say a mouse, but it looks like a mouse to me. So it could definitely be like, I don't know, where we're feeling like this person was like a predator of sorts, or like trying to like, I don't know. at some point. But I think this is what there is working through. I think this is what there is that needs to sort of be healed and understood. Because I do feel like there is a partnership, a working together, and like a collective sort of offering here that both of you guys sort of work towards. And it is stabilized in the heart, because this is all about, compassion and unconditional love from the heart space. I feel like this person comes in as a new them, really like a new them, seeing things differently, understanding things differently about themselves, and coming in with some form of communication that might start this up in some way. Now, if you guys haven't experienced someone like this, but you resonate with like a fiery sort of personality with these sort of, humanitarian sort of purpose and this sort of thing, it's like this person is going to sort of flesh out any of these more immature impulses out of their system before they come and engage with you. Because I do feel like there's more of a understanding of the of their actions, of the ramifications of their actions when they're very impulsive. So let's see if we could get some more here about this person. Spirits, for pile number 3, in regards to who this person is. Pile number 3's person that is around them as a love option here. Can we get some more in regards to how do they connect with pile number 3? What more can we say about this personality that pulls through for pile 3's person? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay. We have the Devil at the bottom, represented by the Fool in this Shuffle Tarot. Capricorn, Aquarius. Look at this dog on a chain. So dogs are talking about friendship and loyalty. There was something here. Maybe you were, like I said, in this person's world, maybe as their friend, feeling very chained potentially to some unhealthy thing here. The Empress in reverse. Taurus energy, divine feminine energy. And we have the 8 cups in reverse. This is the scene of the 8 pentacles. Some of you guys might have known this person from work. And we have the Moon, and it is in reverse. And there's the couple from the Devil card. And the Lovers. And Cancer, Pisces. And then we have the Hermit with the guy from the Chariot. And look, he looks all wounded. Cancer, Virgo. And then we have 10 cups. And that's the scene of the 10 pentacles. And then we have the Queen of Squirrels. And it is in reverse. And she's playing piano. Let me read this Queen of Squirrels for you guys from the book. Okay, Queen of Squirrels. It says, lull, recall, peaceful, sincerity, fresh, in the moment, aesthetics, and beginning. And now this was in reverse, so I'm getting itchy nose. Okay. Let me channel what this is about. Beautiful people. That's under the Devil. We have Temperance, and it says Page of Cups. Message in a bottle. Okay. This isn't everyone's story, and I get it, but I do feel there's a history here because I'm getting apology, I'm getting healing, And so if this isn't someone that you've already experienced, it's like they've had to heal a part of themselves, like truly understand and have forgiveness about something. And maybe you're learning about forgiveness in your past, but there's something about a message in order to cause, or in order to create some form of peace and to heal something here. And so I do feel like there's a new beginning. Okay, a new beginning for both of you guys to explore something. And I do feel like there's a lot of emphasis here in regards to unconditional love, self-love, and sometimes even the Empress in reverse could be talking about like sex without love, you know? And so this could be like if there was a lot of physical interactions, you know, in the past, it's like somebody that wants more substance, somebody that understands the value and the importance of emotional depth here. Because I am feeling with the Devil and this Empress in reverse, and like maybe a lot of these physical interactions were really fear driven, you know, and very lusty in some way here. And so there's a need to really connect to something, because I feel like this has created a lot of hurt. And this is something that was really needing to get balanced out, and something that was really needing to get integrated into having this person maneuver in the upright in a balanced way, which with the Hermit is all about us sort of going off and doing the self-reflection. So I do feel like if you haven't heard from this person for some time, it's because this person is doing this Hermit's work, which is really being honest with herself and looking in the depths of her soul to come to some form of understanding. And there's been a lot of pain here. We see 3 arrows in the back and then 2 arrows here. So a lot of hurt. It could be self-induced hurt here, but I feel like there's coming out of the moonlight, coming out of the fears. And the only way is to have a real truthful look at self. And I feel like there would be a need to put in the elbow work, you know, the commitment, the dedication, what I was feeling here was, remember I said there was like over time, there's like strength built in proving compassion. I feel like there's a day in, day out that this is what was sort of missing from the equation with this person in the past, like committing themselves, dedicating. I was like very fiery. So it could have been very, you know, hot and then just sort of fizzle out. There wasn't a consistency. They weren't consistently sort of putting in the efforts. And I do feel again with the 8 cups, it's like they had to, you know, emotionally sort of walk away from some part of their world that might have been very difficult for them to detach from, or you might have had a difficult time walking away from this person. But emotionally, there was dissatisfaction because it wasn't coming from a place of self-love, unconditional love. And so I do feel like Spirit is really talking about having gone through this understanding or experience. There's a new understanding here of what it means to be emotionally happy. This is like a happy life, you know, like with our family, emotionally fulfilled. And I do feel like the only way we can really appreciate this is having gone through what it isn't and really knowing what that looks like. So I do feel like there's a lot of that sort of healing and forgiveness. Yeah, so let's see if we could just see some more about this, because it's really, I don't know, it's really talking about what has happened in the history here. So let's see, is there more about this? If you guys want to hear more about this person, you might want to go listen to the card layout, because a lot of this person's energy was coming through there. And now more of what's going on in the connection I feel here. Spirit, is this an experience that pile 3 has already had with this person? Like, what is this about? Can we get some clarity for those who are still here needing more clarity? Clear and concise message in regards to this partnership, this connection, this person's energy. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. What more do we need to know about this partnership? Anything else that I've missed that pile 3 is still questioning at this time? Clear and concise message. So we have the World, and this is the Hangman. Pisces energy. So jumping out. clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3. And finally, okay, so again with the 8 cups and the scene of the 8 pentacles. So that's the walking away from what doesn't emotionally fulfill us. And it's also the work card. 2 pentacles in reverse. Hierophant with the Emperor, and the Emperor's disrobed. So we have Aries, Taurus energy. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, and she's looking a lot like the High Priestess here. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Pisces, clarified by the Knight of Swords with the Death card, with the Death guy. So that's Scorpio. And we have the Sun in reverse with the Hermit, Virgo, Leo, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Queen of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, beautiful people. This will answer your question. If you haven't experienced with this person already, which I feel a lot of you guys have experienced something like this, you know, like the connection maybe where you were with somebody here who was, I don't know, very fiery here, who was needing to learn about self-love and value you. I feel like there's a lot of having to learn about self-love and value. Okay, this is the Empress Taurus energy, like the Empress and the Queen of Wands. This is where we don't feel appreciated, seen, or valued, having to connect to our own value and our own self-love. This is a commitment we have to make day in, day out. So I feel like a lot of you guys might have had to walk away from what wasn't valuing you or emotionally abundant. Okay? And so I feel like this person here has had a similar experience. And this person has had time to close out that cycle. Whether you've known them in the past or not, what are they closing out? Their perspective of how they used to see things. They're having to see things from a more elevated perspective before they sort of come into a relationship and are successful to get what it is that's going to be successful for them. Because I do feel like this person has to close out this cycle. And this does require them sort of reflecting. This requires them really sort of understanding what it's like to use their fiery energy with this Emperor, Aries energy, to be more controlled, create structure, be more committed and dedicated, and put in the consistent effort and energy, okay, into what it is they value, into commitment, into their day in, day out with this Hierophant here. And I feel like this person was incapable of prioritizing, and this person might have felt very sort of stuck to make any sort of choices because of their fiery nature until they could see things differently or themselves differently. So their significant death, which is the transformation of self. Okay. And I do feel it's happening also in the spiritual realms with this High Priestess in order to get more stable, more grounded, more in an energy of that's reliable, you know. And I feel like even your energy is pulling through here as someone who's had to work in the spiritual realms and stand on your own here with this Queen of Pentacles. I'm also getting that energy of this green eyes, like I was talking about during the layout, which is like somebody who is very earthy, you know, for the environment and for nature. There's a green thumb here, you know, so someone who might like gardening and that sort of thing. So the Sun and the Ace of Wands in reverse. This person, there was an energy that was coming through right from the beginning that they could get blinded by the light, that their flames could go and torch certain things. It's all about the balance of their energy, which, like I said, it was bright, coming through as fire and sun because it was like the intensity of the heat. And I feel like this is the thing that this person as really having to work with, like their heat, their intensity, their passions, and their ability to control and understand themselves a little bit better when it comes to this. And I feel like this is where this person has been focused, or where they've been really looking at themselves and releasing certain parts that don't allow this person to be more pointed and more consistent. But I feel like they've learned through hardship. And they might have learned through disappointing you. If this is someone from your past, like they screwed things up here. Look, there's a broken vase. It's like, no, you already broke something. You've already proven to me, you know, something about you. But it's like this person is closing that out. This person has successfully seen something different. And I do feel, like I said, it is something in the spiritual realms with the high priestess and even the hangman about how they were engaged. That might have not been spiritually aligned. And so maybe it was their third eye needing to open so they could see something, that was more going on in the inner realms of them. But I do feel like this person has to leave that sort of energy behind, because I don't feel like this person is emotionally satisfied engaging in their fiery energy, which isn't targeted, which isn't really, like getting them what they want. And so it's like a balance between, dropping their defenses and not having to be always like the emperor, where it's like getting their way or being like aggressive, because I do feel there's some aggressive energy, like Mars even, where it's like sometimes being assertive could just mean listening and knowing that I could have control of a situation without having to take action, without having to be defensive, but understanding this. So there's a lot of this, and also reflecting and looking back at how they engaged in their past relationships or in this relationship specifically. But I do feel this person is coming forward to you. So I don't feel this is someone you're going to have to chase down. Like, they're going to come forward. I think they're going to pursue you and communicate with you exactly how they're feeling or what they see. And I do feel like maybe initially you guys might be very, if you don't know who this person is, maybe because of your experience of the past, not seeing this person right off the hop as someone maybe who you could trust, or maybe they come on to you like fairly aggressive, and it's like you might shy away in some way. But if you do have that poor experience with them, you might be, again, like skeptical. There might be fear in this person, still being in their old energy or not being at processing something here. So you might be very hesitant whether to pursue this person or to have a new beginning. But Spirit is really talking about this person closing that out successfully and really coming to understand and see themselves from your perspective or from a different perspective here. That's really been the shift in this person's world. So it's somebody who's healed, somebody who sees things differently, somebody who's connected to the heart space spiritually and can see this sort of realm. So this is what I have, pile number 3. I hope this helped you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 4. You guys pick card 16 with Cancer, I feel, and these 4 buttons here, which we'll get into right away what this energy is, and see if you guys resonate with this initial energy. What is this reading about? This reading is about the love that's around you, love options. Okay, so you could be pulled to multiple piles. You could certainly be pulled to your own energy, meaning someone else in the world somewhere might be seeking your type of energy. Okay, you don't have to listen to your own energy if you don't want. You can certainly go to another pile, but it's really, what is the love options that are around you at this time? Okay, and you guys don't have to take the messages in that pile if you don't want to. Okay, it is certainly up to you if you like that person or not. So we're going to look at who this person could be. Do not take words literally in the cards, okay? It's coming out in a way for me to channel. And so the word might mean something else to you, but since I'm the one channeling, it's going to be what is pulling through for me. But certainly if it does help confirm anything with you, for you, then you might want to take it as you see fit, okay? But sometimes certain messages do come through just for certain individuals. There's nothing to do with you, so you don't have to take every single thing. But the overall energy in this pile should definitely be resonating for you to resonate with this. I will be shuffling these oracle cards here. You can skip ahead if you like, but it's for the process for those of you guys that want to be involved in the pulling of the cards, because like I always mention, I channel directly. I don't go off camera and do all sorts of things, I just channel the energy without even looking at the cards. So we'll pull that all together. So let's take a look at this energy here. Cancer. They could certainly have Cancer in their chart, or you can. Okay, Cancer is very tied to the family. And Cancer is very emotional. So it doesn't necessarily mean this person expresses their emotions, but they could be somebody who is very sensitive. 16 is Tower energy. And so Tower is about deconstructing. There might be something about deconstructing their emotions in a way here that maybe when you meet them, It's like this person might have to take down defensive walls or understand their own emotions in a way here that does get in the way maybe of them and connecting. Okay, so this, I'll show you guys these. I'll hold them up here so you guys can see them. We have the clothesline, clothes hanging on the clothesline, 22. Then we have the unicycle guy, 73. And then we have the fangs or the vampire teeth, 19. And then we have the fish here, number 2. So fish gives me Pisces, so lots of watery energy. Okay, this could be talking about being left out to hang to dry in some way, like, you know, when people leave us to hang out to dry. So this person could have definitely experienced a disappointment in love, you know, or someone left them out, or just feeling abandoned, feeling on their own potentially without support. Okay, 22 is a master number, which is about peacemaker, diplomacy, divinely guided relationships. So it could certainly be that this connection could be divinely guided in some way when this person is having to heal or is feeling maybe left out from love. I'm feeling like maybe their emotions were left out to dry. Like maybe there was something about this person connecting to love that was not allowed. Like they left their emotions out. They didn't want to connect to it potentially. That's what's kind of coming through here. Maybe they gave up on relationship, or just like, yeah, never mind relationships. Now, this is all about balance. It's like having to find the right balance. It's kind of like temperance energy. In fact, let's see what the book says on this one. Exactly. 73. So it says unicycle, working hard to stay balanced, spinning your wheels. Okay, so spinning wheels, yeah, like love or relationship might have made them feel like spinning their wheels. There's something here. And maybe they had to regulate their emotions in some way here, because what I'm really feeling is almost like somebody who might have been very detached from love and emotions and needing to find balance in their world, like needing to integrate relationship in a healthy way. Now, the vampire teeth can certainly talk about energy vampires, you know? So I don't know if this person might have been very drained by people around them, or maybe, and you experience being drained by this person at some point. We'll see how this comes through, but this is definitely talking about, you know, an energetic vampire. I do feel this person is very depleted here, is kind of how I feel. Now, the fish is, well, like I said, Pisces, and it could be talking about submerging ourselves and our emotions. So there might have been a need to submerge themselves in their emotions, but it could be about needing to have some form of game plan and maybe feeling like not knowing which direction, kind of floundering when it comes to emotions. So interesting. Let's dive into this person some more, okay? And see who this person can be. If you guys resonate with that. So these are physical characteristics. You don't have to resonate with every single one of these cards. I do pull a few because there's a collective reading. So some of these might be resonating for your person, but not all of them, okay? So just take what resonates here. And like I said, I will channel, so don't take the cards literally. Who is this person for pile number 4, this love option around them? Who is this person? Thank you, Spirit. How many we have there? I'll pull one more. Actually, I'm going to pull 2 more. Who is this person? Can we describe who this person is? Freckles and piercing. So could certainly describe you, like I said, as well. Just for confirmation, it's your pile, and we'll see what this is. See a beautiful rainbow here. I'm getting more Pisces energy with the rainbow. Okay, I don't know why I just did that. So freckles, piercing. This person could definitely have a face piercing or a body piercing, or just an ear piercing. So if this is a guy or a masculine, I do feel he could certainly still have an ear piercing, or maybe both ears pierced. Okay, so for pile number 4, Spirit, who is this person? This love interest or this love option? for pile number 4. And we have blessed, number 22. Isn't that interesting? Look at this, 22, 22. There was one pile, and I don't remember which one. I think it was pile 1 that I said to come check out pile number 4. You guys might want to go check that out if you were called. You might have been pulled to both. So 22, like I said, is about divinely guided relationships here. So let's see. I'm called to pull one more of these. And you have blessed. Beautiful. I love this card so much. And let's pull some of these. So we have refusing to see. I feel one more of these. Another 2. Look at those 3 2s. Actually 5 2s. Oh my goodness. I was telling my my twin that I saw so many 2s when I first met him, like 5 2s, 6 2s, 7 2s, but it was 5 2s. I kept seeing 2s everywhere. And recently I've been seeing a lot of 7s and also 2s as well. 4s and 314, which is pi. Anyway, back to pile number 4. In regards to who this person is, what is it that pile 4 needs to know about this person, this energy, this love option around them? Who is this person? What do we need to know about this connection or this person specifically? Please protect me and the viewer on this connection as we channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Spirit, thank you so much. Thank you so much, pile 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed. Pile number 4 and this love option. And 2 more. Pile number 4's love option. Who is this person and what do we need to know about this person? Thank you, spirits. And finally, last oracle pack in regards to option pile number 4. Who is this person? What are they about? I feel one more. 2 more. So I like to make mention, has nothing to do with this pile, but I didn't mention it in any of the others. I don't do third party. Okay, like I don't read into the third party because it's not connected to your energy. This is only resonating with the energy tied to you. So it has to resonate with your subconscious. Obviously, if this is disconnected from you, how would it resonate with your subconscious when you're not tied to it? So just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, so we have blessed, 22, refusing to see. We have piercings and freckles. Okay, so I already mentioned about the piercings. Short hair. So definitely could be somebody who has short hair. And we see long hair too, maybe short bangs. It kind of looks similar, maybe someone with bangs. And we have skin condition. This came out for pile number 3, I believe. So it could be somebody with very fair skin. It could be they have eczema. They could get rash very easily from certain fabrics. Maybe they can't use certain detergents. I feel like maybe there's certain soaps that they use. You know, I do feel someone with very sensitive skin here. And so they might tell you that they can't use certain materials like shirts or, you know, certain lotions or have like an allergic reaction to certain ingredients. That's pulling through. And then we have markings. So there could be something very prominent about this person. And it could come through in any sort of direct way, like something they always wear, like an accessory or like a scar, very visible, or so I'm also getting, you know, those marks on your arm that they used to get from vaccines back in the day. I'm also seeing one of those. So this could definitely be somebody who was born in the early 70s or 60s even, or before, like when they would do that before you would travel abroad. That's what I'm seeing on the arm, on the, I don't know which arm they do. The shoulder area is like a little circular, it almost looks like a cigarette burn. Oh, that's very specific. This person has a turban, so it could be somebody who wears a headpiece. I forget what they're called culturally. I'm also just heard Jewish. Could be somebody Jewish as well. I don't know. Just take what resonates here, you guys, okay? I'm also feeling like it could be a feminine energy as well. But okay, we'll see. Let's see what pulls through here. So we have TikTok, number 30 or number 3. So this could talk about divine timing or something taking some time. 52 or the number 7 with Goddess of the Moon. Yeah, I was feeling feminine energy all of a sudden, and I cut out because I didn't want to limit it, but it's definitely more feminine energy. Now, this doesn't mean this person is born female. It's just a feminine energy pulling through. Okay, like I said, if you guys could resonate, is this your own energy? Dream travel, more feminine energy. 52, look at that, 52, 52. Okay, or 7, 7. 7's chariot energy, 7's faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. This is all about reflection. Dream travel, so something maybe very psychic, very spiritual. Wow. Healing through rest, 64. Number 10. Okay. And then we have spider. So Scorpio energy, very creative energy. Self-care. I think this came through for pile, I don't know, pile 1, I think. Self-care. Okay, and then we have the spotted handfish. Look at that thing. Kind of looks like a frog. It says, found exclusively in Tasmania and Australia, this strange sea fish prefers to walk on 2 legs on the seafloor rather than swim. We had a fish here that swims. Okay, on the sandy bottoms, it feeds on shrimps, worms, and small crustaceans that it attracts with a little lure found above its mouth. The spots that decorate its body are unique to each individual. Wow, hey, this is the markings. Unique spots that decorate its body. So this person might even paint their body with certain markings. It could be part of their tradition. You know, like I have writing here on me. Maybe it's something this person likes to write on themselves or... Okay, wow. So they walk rather than swim. Inside looking out, 38 or the number 11. Getting Aquarius energy from the stars here. And we have Moon and Jupiter, 14, Sagittarius energy, Cancer, Pisces. And with the Jupiter here, it's definitely Sagittarius and Pisces energy. Moon and Jupiter. Okay. I'm bringing back to this dream travel. Sort of very dreamy energy here. And we have Venus and Mars. Wow. Beauty, the planet of love. So we got Taurus, Libra, and then Mars, which is the ruling planet for Aries, Scorpio. Number 30 or the number 3. Okay. And then we have 1 with manifest. So this is giving me magician vibes, Virgo, and Gemini. I am going to read these too because it does help me to channel. I could find the book. Yeah. So 14. And it says, conjunct sextile trine. Your extreme feelings are expressed through unregulated outbursts. Emotional optimism guides your every decision. Evolving, think Julie Andrews as Freeland Maria in The Sound of Music. Exuberance, optimism, and emotional generosity. Wow. Okay, and then in conjunct opposition square. In primitive state, you exaggerate your feelings, brag, and hog everyone's attention. Your inauthenticity is a big turnoff to those seeking people who are emotionally dependable. Adaptive, you are working on realistic appraisal of your emotional exuberance, tempering it with practicality. Evolving, you have learned to use your abundant emotional energy to give generously to others. And Venus, Mars energy with card number 30 here. It says, conjunct sextile trine primitive. No one can get between you and your mirror. You think everyone should be gazing at you. Adaptive. Your integration of yin and yang inspires others who seek wholeness. Evolving. You are irresistibly effective at relating well to all people. Okie dokie. And in conjunct opposition square primitive. You exhibit sexual impulsivity and poor judgment in your relationships. Adaptive. You possess great personal chemistry. You are wonderful at entertaining. Evolving. You strike a sensational balance between the receptive and active aspects of the psyche. Oh my goodness, right beside this manifest and the string travel. So let me sit here with this energy, beautiful people. Okay, for a lot of you guys, this is most likely your energy, beautiful angel. Doesn't have to be, could be somebody looking exactly for this type of a person. And it could resonate as you or somebody who is a love option for you. Okay, take what resonates here. You might want to go listen to the card layout because we do talk about physical attributes here, which could definitely be tied to who this person can be. So this person, very watery type energy here, okay? This person is really needing to understand themselves and their emotions. I feel like it's really a little bit all over the place, if I got to be honest, because there is a lot that needs to be understood and channeled. Okay, and so I do feel like this person is the type of person here who is working through a lot of self-care in order for them to be available in a healthy way. And so there is working through a lot of confusion and a lot of things that they might not understand or see about themselves. So there is healing, because I do feel like this person might have left or felt or experienced feeling left out in the cold or abandoned, left out to dry, and is needing to balance their emotions, find regulation here. And so they might engage with people who drain them of their energy, so they're needing to learn about balance and learning to know who's healthy and who's not healthy and which are healthy emotions and not. So there's like a blurred line between them and other people. And I feel like this person might have a very difficult time knowing the truth from their own fantasy and what they want to believe. Okay, and this is refusing to see. And I don't think that this person's like, I don't know. I don't know why it is the way it is, but I feel like it does have to do with their experience of the past that doesn't allow this person to be honest with truths, because it might be safer to live in fantasy or dreamland in some way. Okay, because there's a world that this person sort of can feel safe, where things feel maybe more welcoming to this person. But there's a need for this person to see the truth as it is, like who they are and what is really real in the 3D, And I say real, 3D is just one aspect, but what they're seeing as opposed to maybe what is going on emotionally inside of them. And also then there's the spiritual realms as well. So there's really definitely a need for balance, okay? And I do feel like it could definitely be in this connection that they experience at some point in time, and I don't know if it's a connection before you or if it's this connection as a whole, there's a lot of spinning of tires and a lot of emotional drain here until this person sort of sees themselves through clear, healed eyes. Because I do feel like this person is disconnected from, again, like who they truly are and what they're deserving of, and having to see their uniqueness in a way here that allows them to engage with others from a pure place. Okay, so this is 22 all over the place, which is really talking about divinely guided relationships. So this person was meant to come together with you to guide them throughout this sort of experience of seeing who they are. So I do feel it's all about divine timing. Things unfold in divine timing. And so there might be periods of time where things are going very slow or very stuck and it's not going with the ego. But it's because this person is needing to heal through certain emotions, certain things within that they can't see beyond themselves. It's like this person might have fantasies about what they want or who they are, and then engage in the world like it's true. Meanwhile, it's just a figment of their own projection. Okay, so there's a need for this person to really sort of tap through their subconscious to get to know why they might have emotional things processing through them that need to be regulated or understood. So this is really a pile about regulating emotions and connecting to the emotional body here to make sense, not to justify and say, I just feel this way and therefore it's true. It's like, why do I feel the way that I feel here? Where is this stemming from? Where is this guiding me? They need to see this, because I do feel like this person might be just putting a lot of weight on their emotions and saying it is true. It's how I feel. And it's how I engage. And Spirit is saying, let's see beyond the emotions and understand why it is we're feeling kind of the way that we're feeling, or why we're attached to certain people or draining ourselves with certain people or energies or experiences. Because I do feel like this person might engage in things that aren't necessarily helping this person progress, that could be very draining on this person. And so they're learning to balance and sort through this and actually see the truth. But I do feel like this person is working on building like their own environment based on their own efforts, not needing, like other people or like justifications of like the world to help prop them up. Like it's all generated from them. The spider doesn't go depend on other spiders to create its web. It creates its web for it. And this is what I feel is like this person is learning to create their own environment based on their own inner accumulation of energy, and then they can produce. I also feel like this person, to give you an idea of who they are, they could be fairly creative, creating music, creating art, something very creative about this watery energy. They could definitely be someone very in tune with the divine and the spiritual side as well here. Very connected to dreams. Now, they could be really connected telepathically to you through the dream space. They might know astral projection, okay, and how to do this. Whether they are capable of doing this when you meet them or not, I don't know, because it depends on how much of this emotional body that they're fleshing out. I do feel like this person might be very stuck in the material realms for some time when it comes to what they see and understand. For somebody who can also experience this spiritual, like other dimension, because there's so much happening in this other dimension spiritually for this person to explore and understand. But at the same time, it's like this person is very much driven by what they see. It's like there's this materialistic understanding that they might have of what it means to be in a relationship or in a commitment here, like what they could build. And it's like, I feel is very sort of superficial here in some way. And so I feel like there's some time that's needed for this person to understand what is actually valuable. Because I feel like this person might have really great manifesting abilities that might be stagnant, stuck, or they might be manifesting the wrong types of things. And so there is this energy of being stuck, manifesting, draining situations, repeat things where they keep, like spinning their wheels, feeling left out or abandoned or left to dry in some way, or like navigating their emotions blindly, not targeted in some way. And I feel like this is what they manifest for a period of time, which could be quite, sorry, as my phone goes off, my alarm says cat litter. So cat litter, reminder, meaning take out the crap. Yeah, clean out the crap. And it's like we keep producing the same manifestations until we get in front of it and are conscious of our manifestations. And so this is what I feel this person is sort of dealing with, is like being an active manifester towards what is healthy and getting out of cyclical sort of energy drains in their world where they don't see clearly a way through because their emotions are clouding their judgments. And I feel like this person is wanting to fit in or wanting to be a part of something, but it's like this energy of feeling like they can't create it, or looking from the outside like they can't be a part of that and welcomed. It's like they're left out to dry. Meanwhile, Spirit is saying, like, once this person understands how to build, then they create their reality and their environment. They're the ones that have the tools and the power to manifest this part of themselves. And so I feel like this is what this person is working through and being divinely guided to work through. So they might go through, like I said, like either one sort of not good experience here that might be very draining or confusing, or multiple relationships here or situations that don't have a lot of promise at the time that they experience it. But it's like this person is on this guided like blessing of the divine to bring this person towards a greater build of something here, but it takes their own energy being in the right energy for them to work with you. So I do feel like this person is very sensitive. Like they could take certain things very personal here, but they could shut down and get very defensive and not know how to deal with their hurt side. And so they're being asked to sort of deal with when they get hurt or when they are confused in regards to their own feelings, to sort of work through it. And so I do feel like this person does go through or has to go through detaching from draining situations to focus on themselves so that they can understand themselves and see through how their emotions might be tricking them or creating illusions, moonlight visions and fantasies that aren't real when it comes to what this person can build. And until they can see it and until they're healed, I don't feel this person is going to be brought with you, because I do feel like this person is having to work through this whole thing. So they're sort of shut out from relationship or shut out from enjoying a blessing here, because this is what they're guided to do. So let's see, Spirit, and it's almost like this person refuses to, like, I don't know, like do some form of emotional reflection, because this fish like walks rather than swims, but yet it has the capacity to swim. And swimming is all about exploring our emotions, diving into the subconscious, doing the healing work. But it's like it's just walking on the bottom feeding. Maybe this person doesn't know what they deserve, so they're sort of putting up with settling for some time here. Let's see, spirits, for pile number 4. Who is this person, and what do we need to know about this person when pile number 4 interacts with this person? Pile number 4 is person, love option. 5 Pentacles. Yeah, it's like a lack mindset here being put back together. 3 Pentacles in reverse. So 3 Pentacles is about collaboration, working together, and it is in reverse. It's like this person is sort of removed from anyone who can work with this person. Hierophant, which is depicted by this Emperor, because this is the Shuffle Tarot. Okay, so Aries and Taurus. And this Emperor doesn't have any of his armor. He's sitting there kind of peaceful. This 3 Pentacles is depicted from the scene of the 3 Cups, and it is in reverse. And then the 5 Pentacles, like we saw. And we see this one person sort of frustrated there, not feeling like they're a part of creation. Why is this 5 Pentacles here, Spirit? What's with this 5 Pentacles? Pile number 4's person. We have the 10 Wands in the scene of the 10 Cups, and then we have the 3 Wands in reverse. And those look like the girls from the 3. My goodness, they look like the girls from the 3 Cups. So I'll take the ones that revealed themselves. Actually, let's put these over here. There might be something we need to see. So we have the Emperor, and he's left his chair and is in reverse right below this Hierophant Emperor. And then we have Judgment with the Devil and the Ace of Cups. This is Capricorn energy. Okie dokie. Let's see, what do we see here before we reveal these ones? And then bottom of the deck, we have the King of Squirrels. And we see the Lover's Path here walking. So, Big Sun. So this is being guided by joyous times here. What do we have? Okay, so this person's energy. I feel a very heavy energy of something that's better left put down with the 10 wands. Their own burden is their own inability to see, right? For some time, you know? And so I feel this person feels very left out. So they want to create, they want to move forward, and they want to work with someone. But it's like this person needs to understand themselves before they can work with someone. So I feel like this person is challenging the universe or feeling very stuck and left out. But they're having to rebuild. Okay, and so I feel like this person might have a very, very difficult time sort of navigating through this because there's an unhealthy way that they engage that they need to understand and see very clearly when it comes to themselves, how they can offer love, boundaries, self-love, self-value, the sort of love they give, the sort of love they could receive. There's a need to get empowered, and I feel like this person might be really depending on an emperor. It's kind of like giving me damsel in distress, like an emperor is going to save me, like someone's going to show up and do this, and only then when I find love, like, you know. Meanwhile, this person never shows up, and it's like this person feels like they're just hung out to dry. And it's like this person needs to get centered and really connect to their own power. And I feel like this is what this person does before they come into your world here, is like they get centered, they understand what they value, and they could really become sort of empowered without having all this defensive armor on. Because I do feel like there's a defensiveness here that this person carries, whether they know it or not, in regards to, you know, their own power here. And this is the scene of the Chariot, which I'm just seeing right now. And so the Chariot is all about success, but integration of shadow and finding balance, because the universe is divinely guiding this person. And so their job is to find balance, because if they don't find balance, they're a little reckless here. They could get stuck. They could go backwards. They could be lopsided here. And so they're needing to find balance in order to find their path here. Yeah, the Lovers in reverse and the Lovers walking up the path. But this is the Lovers from the Devil. And so here's the Judgment, which we were seeing here with Judgment. The blowing of the trumpet. The Lovers in reverse. So I feel like this person might be coming out of a very challenging situation in which, again, they are on the lover's path. They're being destined to find their destined partner, but they're experiencing a stagnation, a stop in regards to other people working with this person and having to pick up the pieces and understand what it means to move forward and what role other people play in their world. You know, not sort of giving the power to other people here to drive them forward, but to understand their own power. So we have Strength in reverse. This is, again, the Chariot energy. And this looks like the Empress here. So Leo, Taurus, Cancer, and Libra. 9 Cups, the Queen of Squirrels. So now we have the King and the Queen of Squirrels. And this one's in reverse. The Page of Swords in reverse. And this is the Fool energy. And then we have 4 Wands, which could signify a twin flame journey, because it's my 1111. This is the scene of the 4 of Cups. And we have the 9 Swords in the scene of the 9 Wands. Okay. So this is really talking about what this person's sort of going through here. I do feel like this person might feel very rejected and abandoned. Again, this keeps coming through, which creates a lot of defensiveness about this person and a lot of anxiety. And this anxiety keeps coming until this person really becomes honest with the truth. And so they could be very defensive, or they could investigate this. And I feel like this person might be very defensive with anxieties until they finally pick up the truth and examine and get to understand. Because I feel like this person might be very confused with who they are and really engage in ways here which aren't helpful to this person for some time until they finally see the truth or see the light, so that they can come together with you. And so I do feel like this person might be very pulled by, you know, what feels good emotionally to them. Meanwhile, it's a need to look at those emotions which are driving what actually feels good. because I do feel like this person might engage with certain things that they think feels good, but it's not doing them any justice or like actually furthering them. And they're having to see and understand this and become honest with themselves about this. And so this might be the toxic way that they engage, overindulging with situations that are very draining, that we're spinning their wheels and that sort of thing. But it takes a lot of courage for this person to sort of face this and find balance and come through the other side. And so I feel like Spirit's really talking about this journey where this person finally is able to find their power so they could step forward. And I do feel like once they're in this more centered emperor type energy, they don't need an emperor or someone to fight for them. They're very content with their own energy, and they put down their defenses, which I feel is really caused by their anxiety and their understanding here that keeps them sort of guarded. Okay. And then the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so they can express love here and show love in a way here that is truly understood by them with this Hermit, Virgo energy, overflowing cup. So it's all about this cup that needs to be overflowing. The cup of love, the cup of why we give love or how we receive and give love needs to be understood completely before this person is allowed to be divinely guided towards this lover's path. Where's the lover's path that we just saw? So they're being guided, but they're being woken up to who they are and what's important to them, and an overflowing cup, which is again about self-love, self-boundaries, and giving and receiving love. And I feel like this person might experience a lot of rejection and feeling like not interested in certain things, and it's like they keep wanting this 3 wands energy, which is stunted. It's like, I want to move forward. I want to expand. I want to move. And the universe is saying, okay, we need to understand all of this stuff so that we could be aligned in our lover's path. But this person's maybe just really focused on the movement, not necessarily the thing that's going to help them to be able to move forward. But once this person focuses on self and understands this, the self-love and all of this stuff, then they're capable of moving forward and expressing themselves to you, because I do feel like this person has a lot of love to give, but they need to know how to give it in a healthy way, where their cup is overflowing of their own doing first, and then they can go and share it. And this is what the divine's saying. This is why this person's path is blocked in coming together with their divine counterpart. This is what they're being divinely guided towards, and so they'll be stuck here figuring this out until they sort of acknowledge. And we have 2 9s here, and 9s are all about fruition, completion, and fulfillment. And so I feel like this person wants to be fulfilled and is sort of figuring out how they can generate their own fulfillment so they can build an environment here. So there's a lot about what this person is going through. I want to see if then, how do they feel about you then? Like, what's going on the other side, if we could see that, so I could wrap up this reading, because I do feel I'm missing sort of that regard or that aspect. Spirit, what do we need to see from the other side then? Is there anything pile 4 needs to know about how this person connects then with them, or anything else that we can communicate that pile 4 might be asking about at this time that I might have missed? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, I just got that this person needs to deconstruct like a tower in regards to themselves. It's a deconstruction of their defenses. The Emperor, get empowered. 2 Pentacles in reverse, and then the Queen of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, depicted by the Empress. So we got the Emperor and the Empress, and then we have Death here, which is the Judgment. And we have this 10 Pentacles, which is the scene of the 10 Swords. Okay, so this message is very clear. There's a lot of releasing and transformation that needs to happen here with the Death. Okay, spiritual transformation in regards to what we understand and see as truths with this Judgment. Okay, because this is us sort of being clear with what we see and what we've experienced. So everything we experience gives us clarity and understanding, whether we want to see it or not. Okay, is definitely going to indicate where we move towards. And so I feel like this understanding this clarity, this epiphany and this awakening allows there to be transformation and release so that things can change in this person's world so that they can create a 10 Pentacles, which is this beautiful future that's can stand the test of time in the 3D world with the Pentacles. But it goes through this death process with the 10 Swords scene and this death. So they might experience a significant loss, you know, and it's like a loss of what? Maybe a loss of this connection. This could be a coming together, you know, back with you and this person. This could be this person really having to die to themselves so that they could see their own self-worth. Okay, because this is all about our self-worth and our abundance, being valued and knowing our own, you know, our own self-worth. What are we engaging with here? Are we engaging with situations, again, that are very draining or are like supporting and nurturing us? Because this is all about nurturance, abundance, unconditional love. And I feel like this is really what this person is cultivating here. And so this is tumultuous energy with the 2 Pentacles because things could be up and down. So there's a need to really get balance and prioritize. And I think it's prioritizing themselves, prioritizing the people who do support them. But they have to recognize what that looks like first by experiencing endings or experiencing situations that might prove the opposite. And so I feel like this is why the universe is saying that this person is sort of engaged with only, you know, the Empress and no Emperor for some time. Like there's no one here coming to rescue this Empress. She is needing to do this sort of work. It's not going to be rescued by some external force. And she really needs to get empowered here and find her own, you know, masculine energy, which is take action, integrate shadow, understand self, learn about self-love and boundaries, and find balance here to have success, to be able to move forward, to be able to come together with you in this connection to build this thing. And so this is what this person has gone through or is going through before they can build and come together with you, you know? And so I don't think they like it, but it's life-changing here. The Magician and the High Priestess. Yeah, it's like manifesting now from this place, you know, of the High Priestess. Spiritual connection, and it's like not driven by just the emotions, how we're feeling in the moment, what feels good. It's like tying into the spiritual realms of what actually is right and having this intuitive knowing, this intuitive clarity, so that they can actually manifest. Like I said, it was all about what they were manifesting, and it was misaligned. And so there needs to be more purpose with the manifestation. And also because of this judgment I'm feeling again, there's like a karmic contract of sorts here. We see this scroll here, which is talking about an official contract. We saw the judgment twice now. And this TikTok, divine guidance, with the 2-2, which is a divinely guided relationship. There's something very contractually at play here in regards to this person manifesting, shifting, transforming spiritually so that they can manifest in the 3D. The Emperor and the Empress, their divine counterpart, which I feel is exactly you. So this is what I see here, pile number 4. Like I said, for a lot of you guys, this is your own energy, what you're experiencing here. And so Spirit's really talking about you sort of navigating through here to be brought together with your person. Again, 5252 is really standing out for me. So that might be an angel number with a message for some of you guys, 5252. Okay, so I'll see you guys at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Welcome to the disclaimer. Don't get fooled by people scamming you in the comments section. If you're interested in a private reading, all my contact information is in the description box. And there you will find my website. And that is only through my website can you book private readings at this time. And for those of you guys new to the tarot, tarot does not predict your future. Tarot is not set in stone. Tarot is reflecting back to you a state of consciousness that is something you can either resonate with or not. And so it's very important that you are in tune with your intuition so that you know whether the pile you're picking, the information coming through, is reflecting back to you your own intuition, state of consciousness, your subconscious. And this will be the best way for you to know that the message is indeed meant for you. So if your intuition is not clear or it's cloudy, then you might be tapping into the wrong pile, or information might be coming through that is not dictating whatever your circumstance situation is. So it is important that you work with the divine to develop your intuition. Best way is to sit through the card layout, which I do include with most of my readings, where you can ask the divine to come up with what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the pile makes sense for you. And so you can ask the divine to show you those signs, symbols, synchronicities, either throughout your dreams or throughout your day, and certainly throughout the reading, so that you can be assured that the messages you're tapping into are the right messages for you. If you are drawn to multiple piles with the pick a card readings, listen to your intuition. A lot of times energy is interconnected, and in this channel, a lot of times all my piles could be interconnected. So do not feel obligated to only select one or all or none. It is definitely up to you and your intuition. If you are in a pile and it is not resonating, there is no need to continue listening to that pile. If it doesn't resonate, sometimes it gives us perspective so that we know what is resonating for us. So even piles that do not resonate could provide some insight. Keep in mind that if you have strong energy in your presence, other people, situations, that could be quite heavy energetically or strong energetically, spiritually heavy, those might pull through the pile. So it might not be your energy that I'm picking up, but your situation, your circumstance, or people that you're dealing with. It's up to you to keep an open mind in regards to what it is that I'm connecting to, if it is resonating to your story. Do not take any messages that don't belong to you. There will be specific messages that come through for certain individuals, even though the pile might be your pile, but the specific message does not connect to you. Do not take those messages. Only take the ones that resonate for you. It should be the overall energy in that pile that is resonating to your story. It is the gist of that energy that should be overall the story or the energy of the situation, circumstance, or the person that I'm tapping into. If you are unprepared to listen to difficult messages, messages that offer healing, messages that might provide someone else's perspective that we're not quite ready to listen to, it might be a good time to come back when we're fully healed or prepared to listen to messages. My commitment to you is to read the cards with transparency and as much compassion as I can. It is difficult for me to provide you with any guidance in the comments section without knowing your specific situation. A lot of times the piles do come reversed and they might not match the exact description of the reading. And although I am posting the description of that reading, my intention is to always deliver that in which the description talks about. But sometimes spirit comes through with the mere reflection of either something objectively pulling through, some guidance pulling through, or something completely unrelated. And that is not up to me, and I certainly don't select what comes through. But Spirit knows when you will click on whichever video in order for you to hear the messages that are being pulled through. It might just be for one person, and that one person was needing to hear it. So if you are frustrated with that, it's early to tell in a reading whether it is resonating or not, especially if we've sat through the card layout. Again, do not feel obligated to take any messages that aren't for you. You can certainly switch your own situation, circumstance, or energy based on the reading you get. So if a reading does resonate, but you want a different outcome, then utilize the reading in order for you to make conscious choices, different decisions, guide the energy in a specific way that you want it to go. This is why we utilize the tarot and the oracle cards in order for us to be conscious of the energy and make shifts. Energy shifts very fast, and it is formless, and it is not time-bound, meaning I could be tapping into present, future, or past situations. If an energy feels like it's an old energy, it's past, you might want to go check out another pile. There could be one that's talking to your current situation, or we could be looking at a future state of consciousness. These readings might not make any sense to you at the time because it is beyond your level of comprehension. You might want to come back to these readings at a later date. That's why all these readings are timeless unless otherwise stated. And so, as I mentioned, it is up to you, depending on when you click on the reading, to know whether it is useful information to help guide you. All of my readings offer a level of healing, whether it is understanding someone else's perspective, if it is understanding our own perspective, tapping into subconscious energies, or looking at objective situations from the point of view of the creator. All information helps us to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that we can make better decisions when we're involved with difficult or challenging people or circumstances. This is the reason I do the tarot. I do not do the tarot so that we can dwell in hurts and in pain. So if we're suffering, we're allowed to feel how we feel. Pain is inevitable. We all suffer from pain, but the suffering is certainly up to us. And my mission is that we release suffering. Undue suffering does not need to persist. If we choose to suffer, it is because we're making a decision to stay in the suffering. The choice is always ours to get out of suffering. And so sometimes we don't like to hear what it is that's being communicated because it might release us or relieve us from stories, from comfort zones, from pains and clutches that we've used in the past in order for us to feel safe, in order for us to remain in our comfort zone. And as I mentioned, healing isn't always easy. So it is sometimes very difficult for us to acknowledge truths because sometimes a comforting lie is what we choose to believe in. I do not feed comforting lies. I will not read information or readings here that provide you a level of comfort and water the truth down. I don't want you to leave here feeling a false sense of security, but I do want you to leave with a sense that I justified your own intuition, your own energy and suspicion, or whatever you were wanting to confirm with the divine. I also want to make mention that I am not everybody's reader. So at times my voice is annoying, even to myself. And sometimes I deliver messages that aren't quite as concise as they can be. Spirit knows which words I will use in order to channel the information that my soul tribe, the people being drawn to the reading, need to hear. So those words are crafted by the design. I don't spend a whole bunch of time trying to analyze. I do know when it feels right, and I do know that sometimes it's a struggle to come up with a word that can define energy. Energy is not words. Energy can't fit into words. And so sometimes these readings could be a lot of repeating the same thing as I'm trying to find the right word. And if you've tried channeling, you'll notice that a lot of people who channel, they do repeat a lot of words until the right word comes through. Sometimes readings, unfortunately, don't make sense until the very end. And we might go down one path only to find that the answer was something else, or that the reading was something else completely. I don't intend this. Some days my channeling is very strong, and other days it is difficult for me to follow. And sometimes if it is difficult for me to follow, it can make complete sense on your end, but the delivery on my end might sound a little chaotic or confused because I don't understand everyone's situation, circumstance. Keep in mind, these are general readings, and these readings touch a lot of people, a lot of viewers. If you don't connect with my style, if you don't connect with the readings, then I do suggest you go find another reader. There's many on YouTube. And it could just be the reading or the pile wasn't your fit. So you might want to try another reading from my playlist. And I do hope you guys stay. And I do hope to connect with you guys. I do read all your comments. I do try to reach out to you guys, all of you guys. And if I don't, rest assured, I do see your comments. And I send so much love to you guys. I appreciate you guys very much. And I'm so honored to do this journey with you guys. Bless you and God bless.